Hey guys, it's Fancy, and you're watching the Good Wives Network. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How is everybody today? I hope that you guys are having a beautiful Tuesday. It's still Tuesday, right? No, fuck, we're on Wednesday. Holy crap, this week's almost already over. My goodness. Criminy. Ah, well, as you can see, we're back on being able to broadcast on Facebook. Hey, Winifred. We're on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Rumble right now. We upgraded our StreamYard package so we can come up to more platforms for you guys. So there's more ways for you to find us and more ways for you to interact with us. Now, we are starting to limit the amount of lives that we are going to be doing, but I hadn't done a live for YouTube in quite a bit of time. So, for my computer people over here, instead of being on, that trashy app TikTok. So I thought I would come in here and do this today, and I am by myself. No distractions in the house. It's gonna be nice and quiet. And as long as my mods are on it, I think we have blocked a lot of the people that like to come in and start crap from us being able to see them at all. So thankfully they won't upset me today, and I can probably get through all of this. Hey Mac, hey Winnie. Oh, Tammy Sue, hey, everybody. Okay, so what we're gonna do today is I want to walk everybody through my court case with the Blanchards. And today I am wearing my freedom of speech shirt to protect free speech. I believe this is very important right now. And despite what any other content creator is going to tell you, this lawsuit is absolutely 100% about free speech. It is not about a contract. It is not about me fulfilling my obligations. It is not any of those things. And I'm going to explain it to you as we go through each one of these exhibits and the court case itself. Okay, so you're going to understand. Hopefully, you'll understand at the end of this. I do want to make this up front. I am not going to be discussing the altercation between DA Warren and Sarah Anderson. Do you understand? If you come in here and you ask about it, I would like my mods to mute you for the entire live. That's it. You have one warning. They will give you a warning and tell you that they're not talking about it. If you continue on, they are going to mute you for this entire live. If you come back and do it again for harassing on any other live and crap when we're not talking about it, you will 100% be blocked. We are not playing with the haters anymore. Sorry. I'm done with the drama. I'm done with dealing with this. Gypsy creates enough drama in her story for us to report on for the rest of our freaking lives. So I don't need the rest of it. Okay. Oh, good. I'm glad you made it, Cindy. All right. So we're going to first start with my first exhibit here. And when I flip over to read it, guys, I won't be able to really answer a lot of questions. Well, hang on. Yes, I can. I can do it like this. Hold on. This way I can see you guys still when I'm reading it. And it won't just be where I can't see what you're commenting, because I do want to see your comments. Come on. Go. Go. Let me close that. How is everybody today? Hump day, right? It's hump day. Happy hump day, everybody. Okay, let me see here. Trying, guys, trying, I promise. Yeah, I heard that too, Candace, and people are like, how can that be a copycat? Are they trying to say that that they were trying to idolize Gypsy Rose? No, that's not it at all. In fact, the problem really is that um the problem really is, honestly, that it's like a copycat, okay? It's like a copycat killer. And it's not that they're copying her because they idolize her. It has now given people, children especially, that are mad with their parents, the ability to say, oh, well, Gypsy Rose got away with it. So how in the hell how in the hell am I going to go to jail? I'm going to do it too. I'm going to kill my mama too. And this is why we said it was going to set precedent, and people didn't believe us. And it's just, this is a bigger case than just fucking Gypsy Rose. Seriously. And for her to think it's all about her is so fucking arrogant. Hey, Sue from Spain. Oh my goodness. I've always wanted to come to Spain. It's on my bucket list. I want to go to Ireland. I want to see the Northern Lights. I want to go to Spain, and I want to go to Greece and Italy. Those are my, and I went to Greece and Italy when I was very, very little, when my dad was stationed in Germany, but I don't remember it at all. I just have pictures, and it was fun. Okay. Now, here's the deal. Before I get into this, one more thing here. Okay. One more thing. I did serve in the military. It is disgusting for those of you that are trying to tell me I did not. I had an injury and I ended up getting put in medical hold. And then I did not go back to training. It does not mean that I did not intend to serve. And no, I will not be providing anybody with my DD 214. There is proof that I have served and I don't know you jack shit. Okay? Okay. All right, let's get into the court case, right? Let's see here. Oh, come on. Can't select I can't see to select which one I want. Okay, there we go. Alrighty, that's better. Okay, guys, let me get you over here. No. Oh, computer's so touchy about where it wants to put things, what it wants to do once it's there. Come on, can I make you bigger now, please? Thank you. Okay, guys. Sorry. Right, I don't have to prove anything. Oh, you rescue dogs and cats out here, live in the middle of nowhere, surrounded by mountains, and love it. Oh, Sue Mason, you know what? We have all of our animals. Our dogs were both rescued. They're a mama and a baby that were abandoned in a ice storm, and then our kitty cats came up. We used to live in a wooded area as well, and they came up from the wooded area, and we found them, and they both have like deformations, but they're so sweet and I love them to death. So what a great thing you do, rescuing dogs and stuff. All right, let's get into this. Okay, so this is the court of Livingston County and the state of Missouri. The plaintiffs are Gypsy Rose Alcida Anderson, Christy Mathern Blanchard, Rod Joseph Blanchard Jr., and Mia Therese Blanchard. And then, of course, me. Okay, and yeah, all that. All right. So basically, hold on, I need to make it a little longer. Gotta be over here just a little more. I can't see it, so hold on one second, guys, okay? Okay, so basically they're just saying that this is where it's going to be held. These are the different parties here. And then this is what he's telling. They're basically saying that this law here is why they believe that they have jurisdiction over this and the personal jurisdiction over all parties. Nobody knows why, but that's what they chose. I'm sorry, guys. I just drank Coca-Cola. Livingston County is a proper venue for this action pursuant to whatever. Okay. So now here, this is the most important part of this. Hold on. Oh, I know what's normal. I know. I know that. Yeah. Hold on. I just can't get this to line up today the way I want it to. You know what? Maybe if I do it like this. Hold on. Let's see if I do it this way. Sorry, guys. Just bear with me. Oh, that's much better. Okay. Good. I can't see myself, so if I look weird, oh well. But I can see all your guys' comments, and I can see this. All right. So basically, these are the facts of the case. This is what they are using to allege that I have defamed them, slandered them, committed libel. I have stalked them. I have sold false stories. I never produced anything of value. And I stole all of their stuff and I never gave it back. Okay, so these are their facts of why they're proving their case. These are the facts of the case. Then they use their exhibits to explain the facts of the case. And we go from there. Okay, so the reason this is very important is because right here in these first three things, okay, first three facts, The first two are bullshit, So during plaintiff Gypsy Anderson, then Blanchard, hereinafter Gypsy's childhood, she lived in the New Orleans area of Louisiana. Yeah, that's factual. I don't know what that has to do with this case, but yes, it's absolutely factual. Her parents divorced when she was very young, and she lived primarily with her mother, Dee Dee Blanchard, hereinafter Dee Dee. Fantastic. So glad you guys cleared that up. I wasn't sure I knew that or not. Okay, this sentence right here and this title, do you see this? This says the abuse, okay? So because they are now making claims that her medical records prove in fact that she was abused, I am now going to be able, if they bring another case of this back, I then, in my defense, because they're calling me a liar and saying that I am lying about them and what they are doing, in my defense, I get to put into exhibits as well. And I will put every freaking medical document into court. So that way, they are forever public record. This should never, ever be something that they should have wanted if they believe that I am lying. Because let me tell you, I ain't. Okay? So, number 3, during her childhood years, her mother began reporting that Gypsy suffered from a myriad of medical conditions. Hold on, still can't see it all there. These conditions included, but were not limited to, muscular dystrophy, leukemia, and paraplegia, requiring Gypsy to be in a wheelchair. Gypsy received services and assistance based on the representations of Dee Dee. Okay. Yes, Dee Dee did claim that she had muscular dystrophy. The muscle biopsy in 2001 ruled out muscular dystrophy, but it did state that she had atrophy, fibrous atrophy, and she had a CNS lesion on both the C7 and the C8 piece of her spine. I don't know all the terms like that. I'm not real great at it, but you know what I meant. Exactly. They should want the records to be public if they've nothing to hide. Exactly. Like Kate Marie does. Exactly. Now, leukemia and paraplegia, yes, they were claimed at times, but she was never treated for leukemia, and paraplegia was just, hey, pretend to sit in this chair and don't move. Okay. Now, as we've seen in prison confessions, it's becoming very unclear as to when this wheelchair actually showed up. Some say, we've always heard it was 7. The motorcycle accident was at 7 or 8. Now they're alleging that it was at 5. Bobby Petrie is alleging that he saw her pushing people around. Yes, CNS lesions on her spine. I sure did, Reasonable Young. I did. Yep, I sure as shit did say that. So Bobby's now said that he remembers her pushing around a wheelchair at 4 and 5, and then he tries to say he hasn't seen her since she was 6. These people can't even keep their stories straight for a fucking second. But here we go. So she got assistance and services based on the representations of Dee Dee. It doesn't say that she got medical treatment and committed any of that, because she didn't. There was no medical treatment, so Dee Dee did not commit medical fraud even. The doctors did, but Dee Dee didn't really, because nothing was going on. They weren't treating it. You can say anything you want in the case history, but if they're not treating it, then there's no fraud going on, to be honest with you, except for the doctors who knew that it was fraud and perpetuated the fraud. The reason that the doctors are responsible is because they're the ones that got paid for things. They're the ones that kept sending her to more specialists and having her come back and visit them. Yeah, maybe they weren't doing things to her, but they billed every freaking time she came into the office. It was a racket. Yep, said 4 years old and the last time you seen her. Thank you, Lexi. Exactly. Hey, Beta, how are you, baby? So we're going through this. All right, so number 4. In August of 2005, Hurricane Katrina devastated the New Orleans area. Gypsy and Dee Dee sought refuge from their flooded apartment in a special need shelter in the New Orleans area. True. Okay. We even have Rod confirming that. And at the same time, he confirms the chromosome disorder and the fact that cancer didn't show up until she moved to Missouri, where she was 15 years old. Okay, so while there, she met medical staff from St. John's Hospital, now Mercy, hereinafter Mercy in Springfield, Missouri. And based on the representations of Dee Dee regarding the severity of Gypsy's medical conditions, Mercy ultimately used one of their medical helicopters to fly Gypsy and Dee Dee from Louisiana to Springfield, Missouri. So, true. While living here, Dee Dee sought medical care, yes, from several dozen medical providers in Springfield and Kansas City, Missouri. During these visits, Gypsy's list of medical ailments increased. Oh, hey, okay. Now, there could be medical fraud with Dee Dee because of the changing birth dates. I didn't even think about that, but yes, that would still be fraud. The changing birth dates to keep getting the services and the care under Medicaid and all that, that's definitely fraud. So she was committing medical fraud in that sense, but she wasn't doing medical child abuse. Okay. So her medical ailments increased. That's really funny, because I'd really love for them to explain me what increased other than the fact that they were seeking an actual diagnosis. I used to think it did increase, but when you don't know what you're looking at, you don't know what you're looking at. Yeah, why was she in a wheelchair at 4 and 5 when she says the wheelchair didn't happen until 8? Exactly, Mary, exactly. So the fraud was ramped up during this period of time. The conning, not medical fraud, the fraud conning people because of her ailments, okay? And they didn't increase. In fact, they progressively decreased. And we see that from 2011 to 2013. And before that, the things that she was being treated for were the eyes surgeries that she absolutely needed, the dental surgeries that she absolutely needed. She was not having her perfectly healthy teeth ripped out of her head. They were rotting in her head. And it doesn't matter why they were rotting in her head. Regardless, they are rotting and they needed to be removed. And they had been rotting since she was a little girl. So, okay, there is the seizure disorder. We can no longer believe that she did never have a seizure, because we don't know, because they weren't witnessed. And most seizures are not witnessed. I mean, unless they were in public and she had one, it's not like she's going to freaking go into the emergency room and just sit there until she has a freaking seizure so people can see it. So it could be false. It could be true. Now, there are times where her Tegretol and Keppra levels are completely off. So, you know, it's something that I want my doctors that I'm working with now, the doctor that I have, and we're hoping to put together a bigger team of neurologists and all those different things for the documentary. I want them to look at it and evaluate it. I'd love for the Munchausen by proxy experts to actually look at her medical records, because guess what, guys? They never have. All right, moving on. And she was not seeking out dozens and dozens. Let me tell you, she was not. She had one doctor for each different thing that Gypsy actually needed help with. And then in Springfield, when the hospital was alerted to these changing birth dates, they wanted an exact copy of the birth certificate, as well as they wanted guardianship papers drawn up by a court of law. Not just, oh, I have a POA. No, they wanted a guardianship that was decided by a court of law. Okay. So, sorry, somebody sent me something. I didn't mean to laugh about that. Okay. So that is when Dr. Steele, who states he never saw her medical records, despite the fact that I have proof that he had those medical records all the way back to the second month that she was in Missouri, September of 2005. He received a 204-page fucking document with tons and tons and tons and tons of her records from Louisiana. He lied. He 100% sat up on prison confessions and lied. Beyond that, he stood there in the reflections that we played the other day and was like holding his thing and, wow, I've never seen all these. Those were from Children's Mercy. He had seen all of these. In fact, motherfucker, you are the referring doctor. You're the referring doctor. Like, you referred her to, oh, she was at endocrine and neurology. Yeah, I have the referrals in her freaking files, dude, from you. What are you talking about? Seriously. Oh, I love the name Sadie, by the way. Love it. Love it. Okay. Number 7. Gypsy's mother, Dee Dee, regularly sought the assistance of charities under the auspicious, I don't know what that word is, of helping care for her ailing daughter. These charities provided untold thousands of dollars of assistance in the form of everything from free motorized wheelchairs, travel, vacations, meetings with celebrities, and a brand new house from Habitat for Humanity. So tell me why none of those people are going after her because she was an actual adult at any time for many years of this. And you know why? Do you know why they still support her? Do you know why? She made them millions of dollars. She was touted out for every Habitat for Humanity event. She was touted out for every event that the movie theater that she frequented 2 to 3 times a week. Okay? 2 to 3 times a week. No, nobody else has ever looked at medical history like this. Nobody. So seriously, they made these charities millions of dollars by her standing on the stage and saying, "I believe in angels above." Yeah, that shit, that made them $100 million, dudes. I'm seriously, I'm not giving you a number, a real number. I'm saying it in jest, but no, they made millions of dollars over and over through an 8-year period, I believe. Hold on, let's see. She got 17, 18, 19, 18, 19, 20, 22, 24. Yeah, 7 years. 7 years. 6, 7 years. 6, 7 years. Every freaking thing that they ever raised money for, she was toted out. And on top of that, they all said she spoke so eloquently and was so passionate and draw the money in. It's a scam. Okay? It's a scam. All right. During this period of time, the abuse was ongoing. I'd so love them to show me what that abuse is at this point. On June 9th, 2015, Dee Dee Blanchard was stabbed to death by Nicholas Godejohn, hereinafter Godejohn. On June 14th, 2015, Gypsy was arrested along with Godejohn at the house of Godejohn's parents in Wisconsin. They were both charged with murder in the first degree in Greene County, Missouri. It was discovered for the first time publicly. No, that's wrong. They've discovered that back in 2009, folks. Nope. The Gypsy could walk and did not have most of the ailments for which her mother was having her treated. She sure did. During the investigation, it was uncovered that Dee Dee had been subjecting Gypsy to nearly a lifetime of medical abuse and used her as a prop to commit fraud upon everyone. Oh, during the investigation? What investigation? Patterson shut that shit down because you came out with a false story about Munchausen fucking by proxy because Dr. Flasterstein wasn't sure what the hell was going on. Suspected MBP, not diagnosed MBP. Do you understand? This is insane. And actually, the investigation was not uncovering that. What the investigation was uncovering was that they pulled many different types of fraud all over the place. They had reported falsely. They'd made false police reports. That's funny. Gypsy's made false police reports, guys. Did you know that? She has made false police reports herself. Hello, pot. It's kettle. You're black. Considering I, though, did not. Thank you. Anyway. All right. So, this is some bullshit. The investigation was going a totally different way, and I do believe that Becca Scoops has talked with the investigators, and they have expressed how angry they are that they were told to stop investigating, how angry they are that this girl that they knew exactly what she was, is walking around free because Christy Blanchard and Mike Stanfield sold a fucking story to the DA. Now, do I know whether the DA made that deal because he's corrupt in that case? No, I don't. But I do know that there is corruption in the DA's office, and he has been listed many times, including in the year of 2015 in the newspaper for not investigating specific cases. I've looked into 3 more cases involving DA Patterson, and they are all fraught with corruption. I'm sorry. I'm calling it like it is. There is no question about this. I can back up all my claims. Does it mean that he's complete? I'm saying that he's 100% guilty. No, I haven't put him through a trial. He's not gone to trial. He hasn't gone to court. But can I tell you, there's enough information for him to be investigated and tried? Hell yeah, there is. Allegedly, in my opinion, for entertainment and educational purposes only. Moving on. Number 13. Experts agree that Gypsy was the victim of a condition called Munchausen by proxy. I'm just going to let that sit there for a moment. Could you tell me what experts they are, Mike? Would you let me know? And would you mind asking the experts if they've seen her medical records? Would you know? Is there any psychological evaluation that was ever done on Gypsy or Dee Dee? Really? Because the one that you did in prison confessions, she lied to him. We have the proof that she lied to him right on the freaking show, as well as in her book. So can you please explain what experts agree? Because I think the experts were convinced and conned into thinking this without ever seeing any medical records and without knowing the full story. That's witness tampering, in my opinion. The unnecessary procedures included, but were not limited to, the removal of salivary glands. I can't tell if they were removed or if they were reduced, but I will get clarification on that. We've been trying to go around and around with that, but they did do something to the salivary glands. She had excessive drooling, and it's not because of oragel. The placement of a feeding port in her stomach, failure to thrive, and painful diagnostic procedures to, understand what's wrong with her. Gypsy was also forced for years to take medications for seizures and narcotics for illnesses and disorders she didn't have. Wait a minute. Didn't she say she started taking narcotics because she was stealing her mama's pills? Funny, it never showed up in any of her blood tests ever. And she wasn't forced to take medications either. If you look at the actual list of medications, it's mostly all for for asthma and her breathing issues, and we all know she has that. So all of this was forced upon Gypsy by her mother, Dee Dee. This fucking pisses me off, man. I just can't. Due to the extent of abuse Gypsy suffered, the circumstances surrounding the murder, Gypsy was offered and pled guilty to a reduced charge of murder in the second degree and a sentence of 10 years in the Missouri Department of Corrections. Man, if you'd gone to court, though, Mike, I don't think that would have happened, buddy. Thank you, Mary. Exactly. Let me show that up here. Exactly, Mary. Exactly. Diagnostic procedures, because doctors have to run tests to find out what's wrong. Oh, another good point. Thank you, Oddness Around. And she didn't take any meds with her when she left with Nick. Hey, guys, I don't know what's going on with my super chat either. So running across the bottom here is, of course, our Cash App and our PayPal. If you would like to, donate to our fund and to all the things that we do here, we would greatly appreciate it. All right, let me get back over here again. So hold on. All right. Very good point, though, that she didn't take them. She didn't take them with her. She sold them. I agree. I think she sold them for money. That is exactly what I think she was doing. Yep. I think she was running a pill thing with Dan. Allegedly, in my opinion, for entertainment and educational purposes only. Oh my goodness. Okay. In July 2016, Gypsy was assigned by the Missouri Department of Corrections to Chillicothe Correctional Center in Livingston County, Missouri, where she remained until her release of December 28, 2023. It's an interesting statement here. The judge referenced this in his response to me in the courtroom, or in his response to Mike in the courtroom. Okay. She was assigned, right? So the judge asked Mike, did Ms. Blanchard reside in Chillicothe of her own free will? And Mike said, excuse me? And he said, I'm asking you, Mr. Stanfield, did Ms. Blanchard or Ms. Anderson, whichever one he said, I can't remember, did she come to Chillicothe of her own volition, or was she forced here? I was like dying. I was like, oh, that's a burn. Oh, thank you. So Mike has to admit that, yes, he goes, well, she was transferred to the Chillicothe Correctional Center. And so, yes, she resided here for 8 years. And the judge proceeded to tell him Well, that doesn't make her a resident of Chillicothe, sir. That means that she is a ward of the state through the Missouri Department of Corrections, and she was housed here for those 8 years, but she never actually was a citizen of Chillicothe, the city, sir. So could you please again explain to me why you believe this is my problem? So then Mike went on, but keep going. Okay, so this is all about the medical stuff. Okay, so we've got all that, why she was in Missouri, why she was in Chillicothe. And I want you to pay close attention. In July of 2016, the letter that I have from HBO, Aaron Lee Carr, to Rod and Christy, talking about how they had the medical records for them and a USB stick to give to her lawyer. All of that was pre-plea deal. Pre-plea deal. HBO then rushed to get out Mommy Dead and Dearest so that they could ensure that the public was jaded against Nicholas. Nicholas was never going to testify in court. He had ineffective counsel, and they literally served him up on a platter. Now, whether I believe Nicholas did the deed or not is irrelevant. What I can tell you is there is enough reasonable doubt that that boy, and he was a boy, and he still actually has the mentality of a boy, did not get a fair trial for so many fucking reasons. And the state of Missouri has continuously railroaded him 100%. They have violated his civil rights. And I really hope that we can get the ACLU or the Innocence Project to help this man out. Okay? Everyone start writing the Innocence Project. It's time to help this kid. He has been wrongfully convicted of first-degree murder. He might absolutely be convicted a second or whatever. He might very much be guilty of second-degree murder. But yes, they used it against him in his trial. They did. So they did not provide him with the right counselors. They did not give him the right assessments. They did not call the right experts. His rights were violated while they questioned him. He was under extreme duress. He'd been waiting for 16 hours handcuffed. Little water, little to eat. Scared because he knew what he'd done. While she sat in the other room playing with the fucking fishy pillow. And Sarah gave it a name the other night, and I can't remember what it is. Regardless of what you think about him, if you think he's a dark, sadistic F or not, the man has diminished capacity, and he should not be in a prison for capital punishment. He should be in prison somewhere that he can get some help if he deserves to be in prison at all. All right, moving on from that. And he is on his last hurrah. He is trying to get the Supreme Court to hear his case. We really, really, really need to be active about this, folks. We really, really do. It's still passed. It's still sealed right now, the autopsy report. Okay. Yeah. All right, the contract. Yeah, it was, Candace. It was. All right. Thanks, guys, for helping out in the chat. Thank you all for being here. We're getting through this. I swear it'll go a lot much faster as we go through this contract portion because I'm actually going to cover the contract with you guys completely. Okay. So shortly after Gypsy's arrival at Chillicothe Correctional, plaintiff Gypsy, her father Rod Blanchard, hereinafter Rod, and stepmother Christy Blanchard, hereinafter Christy, were contacted by a woman calling herself Francesca Maselli. Francesca Maselli's real name is April Johns, hereinafter Johns Maselli. Oh, how nice of them to give me credit for at least Maselli. Jesus Christ, these people are so stupid. So, defendant Johns Maselli approached the plaintiffs, Gypsy, Rod, and Christy, about hiring her production company. Oh, no. I did not approach them about hiring me at all. Nope. No. That's why you can't fire a person, because I wasn't hired to do jack shit. Okay? a company named Mad Ginger Entertainment to produce media projects on Gypsy's behalf. Sue, I don't know. I'm not sure if they knew it was the wrong jurisdiction, because I don't think that Mike is that smart. I think Mike does whatever Christy tells them. And so, yeah, maybe that's why. But I think they really were like, yeah, this will fly. And yes, I do think it was chosen as because they could have chosen Springfield or anywhere, really in Missouri. I think that's why they chose down there, is because they knew it was further than Springfield, and they wanted to make it as hard for me as possible. And we're going to get into that in a little bit when we talk about the summons. Okay, so let's keep going through this so that you guys can hear it all. So, defendant John Dismissal approached the plaintiffs, Gypsy, Rod, and Christy, about hiring her production company, Mad Ginger, to produce media projects on Gypsy's behalf. That is not what I approached them about. What I approached them about was that I said, hey guys, just like Michelle Dean and Aaron Lee Carr and Sophie of the Gypsy's Revenge and the Reels channel and Annie, all those people, all of them, that's what I did. I approached them and said, hey, guess what, guys? I'd really like to tell your story. I am a writer. I'm a very small town producer. And I think this story is a big enough story that we can get this out there and get this made. I do have some contacts that I can take this to. And I think that we maybe can get this done. That is it. I didn't promise them oodles and oodles of money. I didn't tell them that I absolutely could do this. It's definitely listed in the contract. We're going to get to all of that because I go through it very, very, very thoroughly in this contract. I was very careful. It is a standard life rights agreement, and it is for protection of both parties. Okay. But I was not hired. I was working with the family to tell the story. And there is a lot that they are leaving out in this because they are alleging that I was supposed to do it for her. No, I said I wanted the truth, the good, the bad, the ugly. I wanted the truth. And I told them, if you lie to me, I will know. I want the whole truth and nothing but the truth, or I won't do this. And that's listed in the contract as well. So let's keep going. Defendant John Dismissal purported to be an up and coming producer. So I didn't claim that I was some big time producer. They're saying it right here. Up and coming producer with her own production company, Mad Ginger Entertainment. I do. She purported to have experience in the entertainment industry. I do. And that she had resources and expertise to bring media projects to fruition that would be financially beneficial to plaintiffs Gypsy, Rod, and Christy. I do have those, but I can't force people to buy a story that had been told so many fucking times. By that point, they didn't even want it. No, she can't be tried again. No. Okay. She presented them with a document entitled Life Rights Option Agreement, Hereinafter Agreement, Exhibits A and B. And I'm only going to show you theirs because they're both the same, so it doesn't matter. All right. Wherein she would obtain a 1-year option, renewable for an additional year, for the life rights to Gypsy's story, and set out parameters for payment of net profits upon the production of said media's projects. What I actually said was, hey, I don't know how much I can sell this for, but I can promise you this. If I make something and I find a net profit, you can have half of what I make, not what the production made, what I made. That is the only thing I promised them from me. To be paid was from me, not from the networks, me. And I explained to them, if there was a time period where we did get a network involved, because I was already thinking I wanted to do an independent project, where we could get a network involved, then they would then at that time renegotiate payment with the network and not with me, but I would be happy to help them through the process. Okay. All right. Moving on. At the time John Dismissal approached them, Gypsy was in prison in Chillicothe, Missouri. Yes, she was. Oh, I love this. She possessed little formal education and had not obtained her GED. Also, her father and stepmother lived in Cutoff, Louisiana, more than 870 miles away from Gypsy. The overwhelming majority of the contact prior to the signing of life contracts by the parties was via phone calls. So basically, they're saying that she was just some dumb, unexperienced, uneducated person who hadn't got her GED and big old bad fucking fancy I just bullied her into fucking signing it. By the way, Christy's the one that got her to sign it, not me. So, you know, and Christy even told me, I was like, well, do you think Rod's going to go for it? She goes, I get whatever I want. That's what she said. So wait a minute though. Didn't she have a lawyer? Didn't she have a lawyer? So they're basically saying she was too stupid to know what the contract meant. But why didn't she call up her good buddy Mike Stanfield and ask him to look over the contract? He knew they were working with me. I talked to his freaking paralegal for a long time. He knew I was talking to him. Christy talked to him all the time about it. He knew who I was. Why didn't he look over the contract for them? Why? Dumbasses? I'm sorry. Your ignorance and your dumbass does not mean that I did anything to you. I gave you a life rights agreement. If you don't understand it, then you should have asked somebody to explain it to you. You could have asked me, and I sure as shit would have told you exactly line by line what it meant. So, you know, she had a lawyer. Exactly. All right. Based on the representations of John Maselli, plaintiffs agreed to sign the agreement with defendant. The life rights option agreement was signed by Gypsy on December 1st, 2017 at Chillicothe Correctional Center in Livingston County, Missouri. All communications by Gypsy with John Maselli originated from Chillicothe Correctional Center. So, remember, she didn't sign up till December 1st of 2017. But they're saying that this whole thing originated in here in December 1st of 2017. But listen to this. Funny. A separate but similar life rights option agreement was signed by Rod and Christy prior to Gypsy's agreement on September 17th of 2017, which means they fucking looked at it, and if they didn't want her to sign it, they could have freaking told her, don't fucking sign it. Okay? Don't fucking sign it. You're not signing it. They didn't sign theirs until after Sarah and I returned home. My Sarah, not Pink Cat Sarah. Till after me and Sarah returned home. We gave them time to discuss it after spending an entire week with them. And they decided to sign the life rights agreement. They made the choice. No one forced them. No one misrepresented anything. They read the contract and they signed the contract. Okay? I'm not wound up. Thanks what to normal. So this is just normal me. It's in furtherance of the signed agreement. Gypsy, Rod, and Christy provided John Maselli and her team with access and copies of the evidence and documents surrounding Gypsy's life and case. Now, none of this right here is true except for one part, and I will tell you where it becomes truthful and where it is not. This included, but was not limited to, the criminal case discovery, including crime scene photos, police videos, court transcripts, family photo videos, and Gypsy's private protected medical records. Interesting that you're saying that it's in the criminal case discovery, because guess what? It is in the criminal case discovery, some of the medical records. It also, I did not get those things from the Blanchard family. I got them by putting in a FOIA request to the Greene County Sheriff's Department, the court of Springfield, and to D.A. Patterson's office. D.A. Patterson then sent me over a USB drive and different various things for me to have. He sent me the entire case file, everything else that he had. He sent all the things that we could get under a FOIA request. And I have proof, because every FOIA request that is put in is not documented with inside of the case. And so I got it. And then my friend Michelle from Crime for Dummies put in one after me, and she messaged me and told me, I saw your FOIA request. You beat me. So, no. I got all of that from a FOIA, the criminal case discovery. That's all from a FOIA. Now, did they give me medical records outside of this? Yes, they absolutely did. Did they give me some family photos and things like that that they hadn't given to other freaking productions? Sure as shit had. However, they've all been out there now. So I don't even have any exclusive family photos or videos. It's either the videos that were in the crime scene discovery, or it's the family photos that everyone has seen at all fucking times, all over everywhere. Okay? Okay. All right. For the next 2+ years, Plaintiffs Gypsy, Rod, and Christy diligently worked with defendant John Dismissal. They had countless conversations and interviews with her regarding their lives and the circumstances of the murder. During this time, John Dismissal purported to be skilled and experienced enough to perform her side of the contract. I would, but they lied. So part of this is that they diligently worked with me, which would mean that they diligently worked to tell the truth. But what they did was diligently work for me to tell the narrative that they wanted me to tell. And when I said absolutely fucking not, it's not the truth, they got mad. Funny how that happens. Okay, now, this is in 2019. This is before I knew that they had lied about everything. Okay? I did not have the chromosome disorder diagnosis. I did not know that Christy was the one who initiated the stalking of me in 2018 and 2017. I did not know any of those things. So when I make this statement, this is what I believe is true at the time in May 2019. In a May 2019 article in In Touch Weekly, who I had a very amazing relationship with, and I even met In Touch Weekly, I met Chelsea Duff, the person who wrote the interview, that wrote this article. I met her. She bought me dinner. In Touch Weekly, defendant John Dismissal lauds how open and honest plaintiffs have been with her. John Dismissal even acknowledged Gypsy has been raised by her mother to be deceptive. She was. And that she had helped Gypsy break that habit. I was trying to help her break that habit. We were all trying to help her break that habit. All of them. That's what we were supposed to be doing. The article states, though it took Gypsy a while to open up, she's become more comfortable with Fancy over time. Based on the first time I started talking to her, I feel a difference in her honesty and the willingness to be honest. When I first started talking to her, I know she wasn't being intentionally deceptive, but I think she was still worried about saying something wrong or saying something that would upset or hurt another person. So she just kind of went along with certain things. Fancy had to help her break that habit. I never claimed that. That is the bullshit that the freaking fluff ass person wrote. Maybe Chelsea wrote it or an editor wrote it. I don't freaking know. But that is not what I said. I said we were working to help her, for crying out loud. We had a conversation about it very early on. I did. Yes. I said to her, if I'm going to do this and you want me to trust you and you want me to tell the truth as you see it, then you can't lie to me. Hello? You can't lie to me. You can't tell me I don't want to tell you. That's fine. You can say I don't want to answer that, but do not tell me something that isn't true. After that, Gypsy was an open book. Whatever I asked, she just answered. Yeah, but it doesn't mean that she actually answered truthfully. Exhibit C. All right. Later in 2019, due to non-performance by John Dismissal in her failure to secure any media projects or produce any marketable content, as well as John Dismissal being confrontational over Gypsy's relationship with her fiancé Ken, plaintiff severed ties with John Dismissal. No, that didn't happen at that time at all. That was in I can't remember when it all happened, but no, first Gypsy had already not wanted to work with me from before that. She knew I was questioning her freaking lies. So Christy kept on working with me despite the fact that she was telling Gypsy she wasn't working with me. Yeah. But then she tells me, oh, she knows. She doesn't know. She knows. She doesn't know. Fucking whatever. So over the next 3.5 years, John Dismissal continued to create content about Gypsy's case. Yeah, and so did millions of other people. These came in the form of posts, comments, videos, podcasts, interviews, etc. on numerous social media and streaming platforms. Kind of like I was trying to put together a show and collect different information for it. Just, kind of. Wow. Just wow. The first post on her Facebook page, Good Wives Guide to True Crime, began on July 5th, 2019. Over the next 2 months, there were 3 posts related to Gypsy. One was entitled Psych Expert about the effects of long-term abuse on Gypsy. November 1st, 2019, following the termination of the plaintiff's and defendant's relationship, John Dismissal wrote a blog post criticizing Gypsy for some recent choices. This comment was in reference to Gypsy having a relationship with a man named Ken while she was incarcerated. John Dismissal also made comments that Rod and Christy were horrible parents for allowing this. I'm failing to understand why that is a problem. December 1st, 2019, John Smicelli posted a blog in Patreon, a subscription-based website, Dee Dee and Gypsy Career Cons with a script. The topic is about Gypsy helping her mother con the people of Slidell, Louisiana. Gypsy would have been preteen during this time. And your point is. Subsequent to the termination of their contractual relationship, defendant John Smicelli created and continues to create through multiple platforms and screen names, only because you keep getting my things taken away from me for mass reporting me. True crime content. I have produced tons and tons of true crime content that has absolutely nothing to do with, gyp shit over here. These include, but not limited to, and then da 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 da. Defendant utilizes internet and social media platforms, including but not limited to TikTok, Instagram, Patreon, YouTube, Facebook, and Facebook Messenger. Yeah, it's kind of like I'm running a business or something. Maybe I'm a content creator. I don't know. Kind of weird, right? From late 2019 to present, John Smicelli produced content sporadically about Gypsy. She would also discuss her falling out with Gypsy and the Blanchard family. The subject of the content became more focused on the theme of Gypsy and the Blanchard family are hiding things. Well, no shit. And she began to state that she was the foremost expert. Well, I've everything anybody ever talks about, it has my content and my information. So yeah, kind of think I am the foremost expert. Thank you. And I didn't call myself that. The A&E producers did, but hey, and after that, it just stuck on Gypsy, and only she had the full story. Well, I think I've pretty much proven that that's true. Yeah. Yeah. For example, she posted on the Facebook page, cancer. This boils my fucking blood, to be honest. Call it obsession, fine. I'm obsessed with the fact a murderer and her lying con artist stepmother are conning the world one paycheck at a time. I'm disappointed in our society and feel humanity is failing. Credit to CJ for the video. Hey, CJ, thanks again, baby. Yep. True. Exactly what I said. She didn't have fucking chemo. She's lying. She's a con artist. They're conning the world. And I'm disappointed that humanity is letting this do this. Okay. That's just a statement. On October 10, 2023, the content began to me be more pointed and caustic. Jesus God. On that date, John Smicelli posted a video on the Good Wives Network Facebook page regarding the announcement that the day of Gypsy's release date, instead of announcing it sooner, that it was just a publicity stunt. Yep, I did. Gypsy release date was set in December of 2021. So if her release date was set in 2021 and they didn't announce it till 2023, what do you mean it's not a publicity stunt to promote her Lifetime Confessions series? What do you mean? What do you mean? John Smicelli went on to state that she turned down media projects over the years. Yep. Ask Melissa Moore. No, sorry. They involved working with the Blanchards, saying, I know anytime the Blanchards are involved, no truth will be told. Fact. The same day, she released a second video responding to a post by plaintiff Mia Blanchard, hereinafter Mia, Gypsy's younger sister. In this video, John Smicelli acknowledges she previously stated that her goal was to bury Gypsy. That is not what I said. This statement was reaffirming a text message sent by John Smicelli previously. By the way, it's taken out of context. It's one of the exhibits. We'll talk about it. John Smicelli stated that Mia's parents were exploiting Mia. She also stated that she was concerned for Mia's life, implying that Mia was in danger from Gypsy. Are we all forgetting the fact that she murdered her mom? Seriously? A month later, on November 6, 2023, John Smicelli posted an article in which Gypsy says her big goal was to meet Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. The title of the post was, and the scam just continues. Yep, 100%. After the November 6, 2023 post on Facebook, nearly every post or created content on every platform by John Smicelli and her associates related to Gypsy or the Blanchard family. Some days there were multiples per day. Yeah, that's called content creation, dude. I don't know what the fuck you want from me. Many of these platforms are monetized by the account holder. Actually, no. I'm not monetized on Facebook. I'm not monetized on Instagram. I am not monetized on TikTok. And I'm not monetized currently on YouTube because there's a problem with my my AdSense account because it won't verify our freaking bank account for some reason. I don't know why. It's been in there for a long time. But and in fact, I only monetized YouTube a couple months ago because we had not been making content for so long on it. I do have a Patreon. Yep, I absolutely do. Patreon, a platform where John Maselli has posted full copies of the criminal case discovery. Yeah, for you, including gruesome crime scene photos. For you, is a subscription-based site requiring a purchase subscription to view the content of John Maselli's page. In particular, includes the subscriptions options ranging from $5 to $50. Yep, absolutely do. As evidenced by defendant John Maselli conduct and the conduct of her agent associates, John Maselli is intentionally and freely utilizing the materials she received from plaintiffs pursuant to the agreement signed by Plaintiff Gypsy and Plaintiffs Rod and Christie, respectfully without their consent and for her own pecuniary gain. Yeah, okay. As part of her conduct, John Maselli posted online in both public and subscription-based platforms. I don't have any subscription-based platforms other than Patreon. Documents, photos, and videos she received from the plaintiffs as part of the contractual relationship. These included John Maselli has posted online for public viewing Gypsy's private protected medical record. She has had Colleen McShane, a professor of nursing at University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee and co-owner of the Good Wives Network, read and opine as to what is in Gypsy's private protected medical records. They're not private or protected if you give them to me, dude. In post. No, the photos weren't given to me. No, they were not. They weren't. It was under FOIA. It wasn't, but yeah, they were given to me, but they weren't given to me by the family. In post in early 2024, John Maselli stated she was uploading Gypsy's medical records in her possession to the Patreon account. This is a website that allows people to subscribe monthly for a fee to obtain access to the content. John Maselli also posted police reports, police videos, and police photographs, including the crime scene photos of Dee Dee's body. Yep, sure did. FOIA. John Maselli has posted plaintiff's personal cell phone numbers online and one of her paid forms. And if I did that, did they or their lawyer ever request all of that back when ties were cut? No. And I only have the copies that I have. I don't have any originals of anything ever. And in our contract, there is no clause for me to return any of the media materials that they gave me. We'll get to that in a second. I mean, seriously. John Maselli has posted plaintiff's personal cell phones. Yeah. Prior and subsequent to Gypsy's release from the Department of Correction on December 8, 2023, John Maselli has posted dozens of videos, again, sometimes multiple per day, saying things such as, I'm so sick of Gypsy. Like, I honestly want to bury her so far down a rabbit hole. A rabbit hole. Not underground, a rabbit hole of fucking paperwork and evidence and proof. And I think if I dig enough, I could make her look so fucking bad. Yes, because I knew they were lying. And the more that we have uncovered the lies, they look fucking bad. Truthful fucking statement. Moving on. Okay. In January 27 of 2024 video in reference to John Maselli's assertion, the Blanchards prevented her from giving an interview on Banfield. I have the proof. Thank you. You should have let me do my interview and write my book and make my documentary. Yep, I sure as shit said that. Because you know what? If they had, you know what? I wouldn't have come to TikTok. So, hey, thanks for doing me a favor to get the truth out there faster. Yes, that's it. Yes. So let me get this straight. So because you were unable to put out a fake documentary like HBO's Hulu and HBO and Hulu have done, you are in the wrong. Thank God you didn't find someone to further the Blanchard lies. Yep. Oh, let's keep going. In an updated clip from TikTok, defendant is screaming and cursing about the prosecutor sweeping this under the rug. Yep, he sure did. She then screams, and Christy Blanchard sold you a fucking Munchausen by proxy, and Mark Feldman, I'm going to say it again right here. Christy Blanchard sold you fucking Munchausen by proxy, and Mark Feldman, the expert on the case in Munchausen by proxy, never looked it up. And I have it in an email. I'm calling it. It ain't freaking medical child abuse. We've been had. Fuck you, bitch. Sue me. Yup, I sure as shit did. I'll say it again. Hand me the fucking microphone so I can say it and drop it for you. That is 100% the fucking truth. Thank you. In these videos, she makes repeated accusations that the plaintiffs are stalking her and encouraging people to stalk and harass her. She has stated that she is in fear that someone will take her out, and she presents no evidence to back up the assertions that she is either being stalked or the plaintiffs are encouraging such behavior. Really? Really funny. Do you guys remember that little post she made a while back about, how I needed to be deplatformed on all of my platforms, and that everybody should be reporting me, and that she's hoping to end my tyranny? Do you guys remember that? Do you guys? Yeah, but I didn't show any proof. There's no proof of it. Yeah, okay. February 3rd of 2024, a letter was sent to the home of Johns Maselli by Stanfield Law LLC addressing these issues and requesting Johns Maselli immediately stop creating content and saying false, defamatory, and harassing things regarding plaintiffs, take down the offending material, and contact undersigned counsel. Yep. You know what? I'd already sent them my own cease and desist in January, so fuck you, Mike. I beat you at that time, too. The person at Johns Maselli's residence at the time of delivery was not able to sign for the letter. That was my daughter, Abigail. And the U.S. Postal Service left information for pickup. Yep, sure did. Johns Maselli acknowledged on subsequent videos that she was aware the package was likely a cease and desist. Yep, 100%. Letter from undersigned counsel on behalf of plaintiffs, and she was not going to pick it up. Under no obligation to fucking pick it up. It's a letter, dude. It's not a legal document. She never attempted contact with the undersigned counsel. Nope, why would I? And continued to produce offending content. Yeah, sure did. In fact, defendant's knowledge of this letter from plaintiff's counsel appears to have only increased defendant's conduct in quantity and acrimony towards the plaintiff. 100. Thank you, guys. I love you. I love you guys. Got 201 people in here watching this. 203 now. I love you guys. I fucking love you guys. All right, let's keep going on this joke of a fucking bullshit. All right, so let's see. Oh, the clip is from TikTok account, blah, blah, blah. Counsel was unable to locate the full clip due to TikTok having suspended the account. Oh my God, why are they telling themselves so much? Okay, anyway. Johns Maselli has made comments that she has contacted Gypsy's parole officers demanding changes to her parole conditions. No. What I asked was, why the fuck is she allowed to be on the internet when she committed her entire crime on the internet, and plotted her mother's death on the internet, and is continuing to stalk, harass, and bully people on the internet? Why are you allowing this to happen, sir? What is the terms of her parole conditions? I'd like to know. I also would like to know that why you are allowing her to stalk, harass, and bully me. And he told me that, you know what he told me? Until you bring charges against her, there's nothing I can do. I'm not the only one calling her fucking parole, dude. Hundreds and hundreds of people are calling her parole. You know why they're calling her parole officer? Because she's breaking her fucking parole every fucking day. Every fucking day. And her Louisiana fucking PO is a piece of shit. And guess what? I told Missouri PO that too. I straight up told him, this man is a piece of shit. He is not doing his job, and he's either on the take or he is just as stupid can be, being manipulated by a murderer and her con artist family. And Melissa Moore, the daughter of a serial killer. All right. A live video posted to YouTube on February 6, 2024, entitled Gypsy Rose Expose, The Truth Behind the Lies, Fancy's Final Thoughts. Johns Maselli made the following statement. I absolutely am the leading expert on the Gypsy Rose Blanchard case. Yup. Referring to Gypsy, she is a dangerous freaking person and shouldn't be in anyone's home ever. She is a deviant. Yup. Hello, second-degree murder charge. Talking about that Godejohn would be able to burn her, Gypsy's ass, down. I'm going to try to bury her just a little bit for him tonight. John Dismissal said if she looked hard enough again at the evidence, I would bury that bitch. I'm going to do that tonight with the evidence. And he will be able to burn her ass down when he finally tells the truth. Oh, and here it is. Fuck you, bitch. I'm going to bring you down tonight. Yep, sure is. Sure. With truth and evidence, and put you where you belong, in that small little life that you swear you want. Why don't you just go live that? And everybody would stop talking about you. I swear. Oh, Christy saying that exact same thing. Oh, interesting. Don't you guys see how nice it's going now that we've blocked the trolls and we can't see any comments from them? I think it's wonderful. All right. Counsel has spoken with and is prepared to present testimony from witnesses who have worked closely with defendant John Dismissal. You mean the backstabbing assholes who lie all the time? Okay. And recently stopped working with her. Oh, Ryan. Oh, man. Ryan, are you going to actually come testify? Oh, my God. I will love fucking getting you on a cross-examination. See you in court, bitch. They state they have repeatedly warned defendant that her conduct is unprofessional, illegal, and defamatory. She has failed to heed the advice and engaged in similar abusive conduct toward them. Might I remind you, my miscarriage, my hysterectomy, all the different things, my hoo-ha, all the things that they've all freaking, but hey, Defendant John Dismissal has shown no indication she intends to either curb or cease this behavior. Nope. In a February 28, 24 video posted online, she stated that she has a source close to the Blanchard family that Christy's son, Dylan, no longer speaks with her because he found out Christy tried to steal pills from the house. The murder scene before she called Mike Stanfield over, she said she doesn't know if this is true, but the source is reliable and she believes it because she knows Christy is a pill popper. Neither of these allegations are true. Oh, hey, her name's Dinah Danos. And my conversation with her where she alleges this and tells me this is what happened and is an accounting from Dorla Petrie, his aunt, or, well, not his aunt, but Gypsy's aunt. And I posted that on our Facebook, our YouTube, and it might be still up on TikTok. I don't know if they hit me with community on that one or not, but it's everywhere. It actually happened. I have both. Defendant has continued to thwart any attempt by the various plaintiffs to take down her offending content. I'm so sorry that it's offending to you, to the murderer and the man who defended her and her con artist family. I'm so sorry it's offending them. I mean, God, what a horrible person I am. I'm just offending a murderer. As an example, TikTok has suspended her blank account on more than one occasion. At the time of this writing, the account remains suspended. Yeah, it does. Yep. I'm not the only one, dude. Lots of people's accounts get suspended. Theirs all get suspended too. So F you. It's a game y'all play. Oh, the defendant has created new accounts to post such videos, such as blank. She has made social media posts stating she will continue to create new accounts when they are suspended. Yep. And defendant John Dismissal was convicted of the misdemeanor. Do you see this right here? Do you see this word? Do you see this word? Hey, Ryan, do you see this word? You keep using that word felony. I do not think it means what you think it means. You keep using that word. I do not think it means what you think it means. Good old Princess Bride. Misdemeanor. Thank you. Misdemeanor. Offense of welfare fraud in the Superior Court of California, County Riverside on March 22nd, 2000 under California Code, whatever. Yep. 100%. All right. So that's all the bullshit. Okay. Now they're going to actually get into what they want. Okay. And she does. Yep. All right. Continuing on. 50. Plaintiff restates, realleges, and incorporates herein by reference each and every allegation contained in the preceding paragraph as though fully set forth herein in haec verba. Plaintiff agrees that defendant by and through the above referenced conduct has engaged in the following causes of action. All right. Okay. Fraud, breach of contract, unjust enrichment, defamation, and false light. Using any other court process other than the injunctive relief, which would have been a federal injunctive relief, would require plaintiffs to engage in a multiplicity of litigation. So they didn't want to have to bother to do this over and over again and actually go through the right processes. They just wanted to skirt everything that they're supposed to do, and they just want them to put it all under one blanket thing so that they can just get it put out there for that. So defendant retained documents, video, photos, audio related to plaintiff that she received in connection with her contract relationship with Gypsy as a producer, including but not limited to police reports, crime scene photos, police videos, yada, 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 all that bullshit that they say I have. After failing to fulfill any of the objectives of the contractual agreement and being dismissed by plaintiffs, no thank you, defendant has used these materials, especially Gypsy's private protected medical documents, to produce public content, making false and defamatory statements about each of the plaintiffs, accusing the plaintiffs of criminal behavior for which he has no reasonable basis, in fact, to assert and for defendant's own personal financial gain. Unbelievable. Defendant has threatened plaintiff Gypsy's freedom by alleging she will be contacting her parole officer to make changes to her parole conditions. Again, not what I said. Defendant has openly stated she believes Gypsy should still be in prison, along with most of fucking the world. Defendant herself and through her agents used her previous contractual relationship with plaintiffs to posit herself as the foremost expert on Gypsy's case. Well, wouldn't that mean that I have all of that and that's what makes me the expert? Whatever. She then uses the fact that she had inside access. You mean the conversations I had with these people for 3 years? Yeah, inside access. To create the illusion that she possesses information that no one else possesses, which is untrue. I'm pretty sure I am the only person who possesses the conversations that I had with these people over an 8-year period. I'm pretty sure I'm the only one that possesses that. So isn't that exclusive information that I have, inside information? I mean, Jesus. Since November of 2019 and to the greatest extent since October 2023, defendant and her agents have used their platform to harass and abuse, defame plaintiffs, including but not limited to posting plaintiff's cell phone numbers and protected media. Yeah, we've already heard of this. Okay. All right, so what they're wanting. They want a temporary restraining order. That's number one. Plaintiff restates, realleges, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so this is basically them saying the same shit. Okay. All right. I misrepresented my abilities and my expertise. Yeah, we know. Okay. I have no experience in the industry at all. You know, I never possessed the skills or the expertise to perform the terms of the agreement. After providing the defendant with years of exclusive access. I don't have anything exclusive or actually, inside information to myself, but defendant, after providing defendant with years of exclusive access to Gypsy, the Blanchard family, and the rights to all media projects surrounding plaintiffs terminated their relationship with the defendant. At the time of termination of the business relationship, defendant John Dismissal has failed to secure or produce a single marketable media project as promised. Remember, I didn't produce anything that's marketable and I didn't produce anything of value. Just remember that, okay, guys? I just want you to remember I didn't produce anything, nor did I produce anything of value. It's very, very important. Okay. And I don't have any exclusive anything, despite the fact that I had exclusive something. Okay. You guys tracking with me here? Following the termination of their contractual relationship, John Dismissal proceeded to create the public perception that because she had inside access. Wait a minute. Did I have inside access or did I not have inside access to the people and personal access to these private documents that she also possessed the only full understanding of Gypsy's case? Funny. In creating this perception, she made false statements regarding people and situations to create a public perception that plaintiffs are attempting to silence her because she's alone knows what they are doing. Interesting. Defendant knowing these statements are false is uttering the defamatory statements to punish. I'm punishing them now. The plaintiffs for terminating their contractual relationship with her and to create buzz for her content and drive viewers and subscribers, thereby increasing her monetization. And how is that different than any of the fucking people that they talk with, like Bree or Ryan or any of the other people? Unfucking real. Dependent has been repeatedly warned. Yeah, we know. Several former associates have severed all ties. Yeah, we know. In the video posted on February 28th, 24, the co-host attempts to temper an allegation put forth by John Smaselli by saying, I wouldn't go that far. And John Smaselli immediately doubles down and reaffirms what she has said was from a reliable source, and she believes it because she knows Christy's a pill popper. Man, wouldn't you think that in the 8 years that I spoke to these people, I might have some of that information? Yeah, I know all about their background too. They told me. Oh. Oh, you're fine. Veda, yeah, you can. Yeah, we love Veda. Plaintiffs are requesting the court enter a temporary restraining order enjoining defendant John Smaselli and her officers, agents, servants, employees, and attorneys from further producing or uttering public content. How is that not silencing me? And remove currently public content, digital, written, video, audio, referring to herself as an expert or any term similar in the context or meaning, or having any type of special knowledge or insight into Gypsy or her family plaintiffs, her past, her criminal case, or her future due to her access to the plaintiffs and the material she received in connection to her contractual relationship with the plaintiffs. So, did they contact A&E and ask them about and ask them to take their episode down? How about the Reels channel that Christy set me up with to do that interview and had me flown in and made sure I got a car so I wouldn't be stuck in the hotel, and came and stayed with me that night. And that's when I found out she gets paid for interviews. Yep, that's when I found out. But hey, do you have to actually, like, do you have to go talk to them? Because I have no control over A&E and the Reels channel. So are you going to be suing them? Just wondering, asking for a friend. Immediately remove and refrain from making or producing public content, including but not limited to digital, written, video, audio, accessing plaintiffs of harassing, stalking, or threatening defendants. So basically, it's running across the bottom, Misty. It's running across the bottom. It's True Crime Wives. Can somebody drop the links, though? Okay. So basically, I can't say to anybody that they freaking are stalking, harassing, or threatening me because, it's not true. So I'm not allowed to talk about what they're actually doing to me, the things that they're actually physically doing. Okay. Immediately remove and refrain from making or producing future public content, including but not limited to digital, written, video, audio, accusing the plaintiffs of encouraging others to harass, stalk, or threaten defendant. Interesting. Posting any further documents, videos, photos, audio related to plaintiff that she received in connection with her contractual relationship with Gypsy as a producer, including but not limited to the things they didn't give me: police reports, crime scene photos, police videos, surveillance video, court transcripts. I never have the court transcripts. Medical records. Oh, by the way, the court transcripts I have is because my team transcribed all of that. Thank you very much. Thank you, team. Medical records related to Gypsy Anderson, then Gypsy Blanchard. Immediately remove from public view any documents, videos, photos, audio, and any other content related to plaintiffs that she received in connection with relationship with Gypsy as a producer, including but not limited to police reports, crime scene photos, police videos, surveillance videos, court transcripts, or medical records related to Gypsy Anderson, then Gypsy Blanchard. Immediately remove from public view any public content, including but not limited to, the bullshit, further public or private dissemination of the documents, so I can't put them out there. No party would be prejudiced by the issue of a temporary restraining order in this matter. As such, plaintiff requests that no bond be required, but if bond is required, that said bond not exceed $1,000. In fact, plaintiffs are prejudiced each day the offending content and behavior continues to be accessible or occur. Oh, I'm so sorry that people come to my page, learn the truth, and then don't like you anymore. Wow, I'm so sorry for that, man. Wherefore plaintiffs pray. They are praying that this court enter a temporary restraining order and enjoining defendant as stated in para 63 AD above for such other relief as the court may deem just and appropriate. Requirement for preliminary and permanent injunction. That's number 2. So here's all the shit, yeah, you gave me shit, you da-da-da, they don't want me to do this, they don't want me to do that, da-da-da, I gotta remove everything, I can't be an expert, yep, fucking yeah, that's fine, I need to destroy all my documents, if anything, yep, yeah. Hold on, I want to see if they put in this one. Hold on. Okay, so here we go. Here's where it comes. Okay, so now they're going to come into the fact that I've committed fraud. Okay, through Stanfield, blah, blah, blah. Again, the same fucking shit. We're false at the time. Okay, as described above, defendant John Maselli made multiple representations regarding its business knowledge and expertise that were false at the time made and materials to the decisions made by plaintiffs, with knowledge of the falsity of the statements made and with the intention that the statements should be acted upon by plaintiff in the manner contemplated. At or around the time of the signing of the agreement and engaging in business with defendant, plaintiffs were ignorant of the falsity of such representations, relied on the perceived truthfulness of the representations, and had the right to rely upon the statement. You mean they wanted me to be truthful, but they didn't think they needed to be truthful? Huh. It does sure sound like they are trying to silence you until you can't talk about Gypsy. A restraining order is for keeping a person away, not from making contact. Exactly. So, as a direct proximate result of John Maselli's false representations and omissions, plaintiffs have been damaged. Here you go, folks. Here, remember what we tell you. It's all about the what? The Benjamins. Ha! Oh, damage through the actions of John Maselli in the form of missed opportunities for projects due to the exclusive, irrevocable option granted John Maselli during the contract period and providing access to private and confidential case materials, as well as private protected health information and medical records of Gypsy. As a further direct and proximate result of John Maselli's false representations and omissions, plaintiff is damaged through the action of John Maselli in the form of John Maselli using her inside information as well as documents and materials provided by plaintiffs per the contract to make false and defamatory representations regarding plaintiffs to the public for the purpose of enriching myself, basically. That as a direct and proximate result of the acts and omission of the defendant by and through its associates, plaintiffs have suffered the following: lost income, lost career opportunities, and mental and emotional anguish. I don't know, but I would think that killing your mama might have been emotional and mental anguish. I don't know. Oh, my Lord. The acts and omissions of defendant by and through its associate was made with malice or reckless indifference to plaintiff's federally protected rights and or outrageous because of its evil motive or reckless indifference to plaintiff's rights. Wherefore our plaintiff praise this court, enter its judgment against defendant in amount. Funny, that's a weird word to use, right? Amount. What does that mean? Oh, they want money. Fair and reasonable, and for punitive damages, and for such further and additional relief as this court may deem just and proper. Money, 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 money. All right, breach of contract. It's basically the same bullshit. I committed, okay, in documents that memorialize the obligations of the party, defendant promised to plaintiffs to commit her talents and energies to the utmost. I have put 8 years into this. How did I not commit my talents and energies to the utmost? Huh? To fulfill the stated purpose of the contract was to produce a series or other projects to fairly and accurately portray the events and the circumstances of plaintiff's life story. So if you never told me the truth, how in the fuck could I ever have been able to produce this? Thank you for the PayPal donation, whoever it was that gave that. Thank you very much. In documents that memorialize the objection of the plaintiffs promised defendant to fully corroborate. They promised they would fully cooperate with interviews and the gathering of documents necessary to produce the series or other projects. Funny. In furtherance of these ends, defendant paid plaintiffs Gypsy Rose and Christie a nominal advance payment of $10. Exactly, because we had no idea what the hell this was going to be, and all I needed to do was I could have given them $1 to make it clean. I could have given them nothing. I didn't have to. But anyway, with further payment spelled out in the agreement upon successful completion of production of a series or other project. In furtherance of these ends, plaintiffs fully and completely cooperated with the defendant for over 2 years. Plaintiffs provided copies of all relevant case materials, as well as obtaining and providing all of Gypsy's medical records as were obtainable. They likewise participated in countless recorded and unrecorded interviews with defendant to provide the necessary information. Just remember, guys, I don't have anything exclusive to me, though. At the time of the termination of their contract relationship, the defendant had produced no marketable results, except for a podcast that detailed everything and was pretty much in the favor of Gypsy being abused. So, I mean, I kind of did. And you know what? I'm pissed I did, because it was all lies. Lieutenant John Matelli retained and has refused to return all provided materials. Defendant John Matelli has embarked upon a course of action in which he has used these materials to portray plaintiffs in a negative light. Defendant has placed these materials in public view and on paid subscription websites for the purpose of enriching defendant in contravention of the terms and intended purpose of the agreement. Yeah, you're going to see that agreement. Remember all the things they're saying. Defendant has provided no financial remuneration to plaintiffs as spelled out in the agreement pursuant to the enrichment of defendant from the use of these materials. By the way, to date, I think I've made maybe $200 in the last 2 months of having our podcast up. Before that, we never made any money. So if they'd like their, half of that, I mean, I guess that's $100. They really want to take me to court for $100. I mean, this is fucking unbelievable. This whole thing is full of contradicting statements. Right. Exactly. This is what we're dealing with, guys. This is the brainchild right here. Brainchild. Oh my God. Defendant actions have breached the requirement under Missouri law of the duty of good faith and fair dealing in the performance and enforcement of the agreement, Sloan versus Perina Mills. They pray again that the court enters its judgment against the defendant in an amount, money, fair and reasonable, and for punitive damages, and for such further and additional relief as the court may deem just and proper. So not only should I pay them for what they think is reasonable now, and for the punitive damages that I've already supposedly caused, but they also want to make sure that they can go ahead and charge me for more money if it needs to be. Right. All right, so this is unjust enrichment, same bullshit. Let's see if there's anything here that's different. Okay, let's see here. All right, in documents that memorialize the obligations of the party, defendant promised to commit. Oh, hold on, let me go up here. The agreement entered into the plaintiffs, blah, 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 relatively granted, for the purpose of John Matelli representing above referenced plaintiffs in media project recording plaintiff's life story involving Munchausen by proxy and the resulting criminal case. In documents that memorialize the obligations of the parties, No, I don't. That's the whole thing I told him when I told Christy that. I said, all you're doing is going to mean that I don't have to pay you, dude. So if that's what you want to do, then that's what we're going to do, because I was still trying to help you get paid. I didn't want to work with you anymore, but I was still going to try to help her get paid. And then she wouldn't sign that document. So that's fine with me. Then you don't get paid. I mean, you don't get paid, and you didn't fulfill your contractual obligations. So there's no reason for me to fulfill any of mine, except that I didn't promise them jack shit. And you'll see that in the contract in a minute. Okay. We're almost done. 23 of 32 pages, guys. We're in the home stretch of this. All right. Okay. Plans to commit her talents and energies to the utmost to fulfill the stated purpose of the contract, which was to produce a series or other projects to fairly and accurately portray the events and circumstances of plaintiff's life stories. Yeah. They said they would fully cooperate. Yeah. All right. The $10 payment. Provided the copies of bullshit. I didn't return that shit. I've been barred on a course of action in which she has used these materials to purvey them in a negative light, blah, blah, blah. And then again, they want their fucking money. So here's false light. Let's see if it says anything different. Oh, here. Plaintiffs, through multiple witnesses, will show that the false statements have been made to purposely cast defendants in false light. Through defendants' own words, plaintiff will show that defendants' actions are not for a legitimate public purpose, but for the purpose to bury Gypsy. That a direct and proximate result of the acts and omissions of the defendant, yeah, they lost money. They're so fucking anguished, and I should pay them. Defamation, yeah, we know what that is. Let's see if they have any good juicy bits here of what they said. No, just that they want their fucking money. Conclusion. Here's what they wanted. We're to the end. Enter a temporary restraining order enjoining defendant as set out in paragraphs, until such time as a hearing can be held and evidence presented on the preliminary and permanent injunction. Enter after evidence is adduced a preliminary injunction pursuant to paragraphs, Enter after evidence is added a permanent injunction pursuant to those fucking paragraphs of bullshit. Enter an appropriate order of damages pursuant to each and every count alleged above. Yeah, money. For attorney fees and costs to prosecute this action. Yeah, more money. And for further relief that the court deems just and appropriate. Yeah, fucking we know it. You wanted money. Thank you and good night. That's it. Okay. Oh, I do want to show you something that's really fucking funny down here. I was a notary. Okay. I worked for Claire's. In the state of Arizona, anybody who pierces ears has to have a notary on site, so they can notarize the consent to pierce the ears. I was a very small store, so I had to go get my notary because I'm the one that runs the store. I was the manager. So I had that. And if I wasn't on site, then my girls could not actually give any type of ear piercings. But I had to renew my freaking thing over and over again. But this fucking person, this notary republic is telling me that her commission expires at death? At death? Really? At death. Wow. At death. There you go, guys. At death. And they all signed it. There we go. Whew. All right. Now, before I get into the okay. I need to show you one more thing, and then we'll talk about this before I'm gonna pause for a minute and talk about this. But okay, so here's the last part of this. This here is the summons, and basically this is the judge, this is the plaintiffs, that's who's representing them, that's me, that's your the court address, right? Okay. Basically, this is where you can see he never effing served me. Not once, or one of these boxes would have been checked. And when we called his office to find out, because we couldn't get any information from the courts as to what was happening, he indicated that he had no intention whatsoever of ever notifying me of the summons. Okay. Now, according to the judge, he supposedly didn't have to because it was a temporary restraining order, which means it was like, so if her life was in fucking danger, but because her life is not in danger, it was not a temporary, it was not that. And they should have notified me. And my friend who is a lawyer and has his brother as a DA both said that no, they should have had to notify you. And even if they had granted the TPO, the only thing that they would do is give you 5 days, and then you would have to be able to, they would have to then prove their case in court, or the TPO would be dropped. Okay. So Questions, comments, anything that you'd like to discuss, ask right now. It's 2:00. I don't expect, we've been on for about an hour and a half. I think maybe another hour, hour and a half, we'll get through all the exhibits. But does anybody have anything or questions or anything that, no, I haven't seen Candace's, all of her videos yet, but I've heard they're pretty good. Yep, all these lawsuits just make it look like Mike is out to harass Fancy. Yep. It's like they never met you. Oh. They totally shot themselves in the foot by lying to you and then bringing attention to your truth channel. Ain't too bright. Nope. Oh yeah, right. Put it in front of Judge Judy. That'd be fucking hilarious. And just remember, guys, I did challenge her to any stage, any time, if she'd like to put her evidence like up against mine, and we'll let people decide. So you should make sure all info you have digitally goes to a couple people, so it's still out there. Honey, I've got it. I have some dead people. Don't worry. Not dead people, but my daughter calls herself the dead man because she has everything too. And other content creators that I trust have it and have access. So yeah, I'm not gonna, and so if anything ever happens to me, absolutely. All right, guys, well, you're not asking questions, so I'm gonna go into the exhibit. Okay, so let's get into the actual freaking, I know, Kim, thank you, baby, I appreciate it. So exhibit B, this is exhibit B. This is exhibit B. So this is basically our life rights agreement. Okay, it is a standard life rights agreement. It is, there's nothing funky or weird about this, and I'm going to read it through with you. Okay, so life rights option agreement. This will confirm the following agreement between Francesca Maselli of Mad Ginger Entertainment, producer, and Rod and Christy Blanchard, author, for an option to acquire all media rights for any scripted series, motion picture, television, digital, multimedia, etc. All of those different mediums, just so you understand, to your and Gypsy Rose Blanchard's life story. Option. In consideration of my payment to you, the sum of $10, and my efforts to write a television series based on your life, you grant me the exclusive, irrevocable option to purchase the rights to your life story. Term of option. The initial term of the option shall be a period commencing on the date heretofore and continuing for 1 year. I may extend the initial term for an additional period of 1 year if producer has made viable progress with the project and needs the extra time to finalize the deal, commencing upon the expiration of the initial term by giving you written notice and paying you $100 for the second year term. I exercise the option. I will give you written notice and pay you prior to the expiration of the option 10% of a purchase price from producer. So I'm telling them I'll give them 10% of this purchase price from producer for the story rights fee and full consideration for the first motion picture, television project, novel, or any other scripted series media project. If the series is produced, author shall also receive 50% of 100% of the net profits paid to the producer, the producer's production company, or any of the producer's associates, if any is derived from the series. Net profits will be defined. Oh, hold on a second. I want to make, hold on. Let me make this. Let me stand over here so I can continue again. Sorry. It's going to be out at the end of the month. My girls are working on it right now to edit and help me get it done. All right. Okay. Net profits will be defined in the same manner as applicable to any net profit participation by producer, or if there is no such definition for producer, then the definition applicable hereunder shall be in the accordance with producer's standard net profit definition, subject to good faith negotiation between author and producer. The percentage of payment is only in direct correlation to the use of your story. If the series continues with other stories, the percentage of that will not be paid out to you longer than the seasons that involve your story. Further productions. If the project is produced and subsequent projects using events derived from your life story are produced, you will receive the following additional payments. 5% of purchase price from producer for each subsequent project. If the series is produced, author shall also receive 25% of 100% of the net profit. So this is me telling them that if something else comes out of this original thing, then I will still pay you even if your option has ended, dumb fucks. But paid to the producer, the producer's production company, or any of the producer's associates, if any, derived from the series. Net profits will be defined in the same manner as applicable to any net profit participation by producer, or if there is no such definition for producer, then the definition applicable herein under, yada, yada, fucking yada. Okay? Yes, I'm reading the contract. Okay. The rights granted herein shall be the exclusive rights in all territories in perpetuity to exploit in all media your life story, and shall include the following: the right to use your name, likeness, and voice, and to portray and otherwise refer to you in connection with the filming, recording, broadcasting, distribution, exhibiting, advertising, and exploiting. Sorry, it's part of a contract. I don't mean exploiting in like the way they're thinking. In a manner or media. All rights to your life story, provided that you shall not be detected as endorsing any product or service without your consent. Yes, Johnny, Sarah, and her dog are just fine. Thank you. To the right. Oh, Johnny, is that are you Sarah Jane again? Oh, guys, keep an eye out on Johnny. That might be Sarah Jane gracing us with her ghostly presence again. All right, the right to include or exclude from any version of your life story any incidents or events in which you participated in a fictionalized and or dramatized depiction. Hello. Warranties and indemnities. You warrant that you have not sold, granted, or otherwise disposed of your story rights, and that you haven't done and will not do anything that might interfere with my rights as stated in this agreement. You agree to indemnify me from any costs which I might incur, including legal fees arising out of a breach by you as of this agreement. Let me read that to you one more time. You agree to indemnify. Let me look. Hey, sorry, I can't. I won't. I don't know if I'm saying it right. Hold on. I want to look that word up. I just want to make sure it means what I think it means, because I don't want to use a word I don't know what it means. Indemnify. Where is it? Damn it. Indemnify. Where do I see it? Okay. Indemnified. I can't remember what it means. Oh, harm or loss. Okay. Harm or loss. For harm or loss. Harm or loss. From any cost where I might incur, including legal fees arising out of breach by you of this agreement. This agreement does not prohibit the offer from participating in interviews or documentary type films or series in regards to the story, provided it does not interfere with the development of the series as outlined in this agreement. So what was that about you losing? I didn't let you because of what? Oh, no? Okay. Oh, here's a good one. Now, here. Cooperation. You agree to use your best efforts to cooperate with me in developing screenplays and storylines derived from your life story, and to meet with me and other persons from time to time. You also agree to assist me in obtaining consents from other persons with whom you have been involved and who I may wish to include as characters in a project based upon your life story. You agree that I will be writing and submitting to others screenplays based on your life story, and that you shall not be deemed to have acquired any rights to such material. And you shall not be deemed to have acquired any rights to such material. You will be consulted in some creative matters pertaining to the story, but ultimately the producer retains the rights to how the story is portrayed. Failure to make or release the project. Nothing herein shall obligate me to make any picture or project based upon your story, although I am committing my talents and energies to utmost to do so. I may assign this agreement and my rights hereunder in whole or part to further the process of this agreement. You acknowledge that your obligation under this agreement are unique and personal to you and cannot be delegated to another. Meaning they can't bring in fucking Melissa Moore and try to bully me off my fucking project. Okay? More formal agreement. A more formal agreement may be prepared Hey guys, hey, I'm back. Something happened to my internet. Nothing happened to the stream or anything. Okay, so let me go back to sharing this exhibit B. Share. Okay. Shall be controlled by the laws of the state of California. In the event any dispute should arise between us, we each agree to submit such disputes to exclusive and binding arbitration, and each shall bear his or her own costs, including attorney's fees incurred in connection with any such arbitration. Let me say it for you one more time so you guys know what that word means. You know, arbitration. Do we need a definition? Because certain people don't know what arbitration means. So let me look up arbitration. I want to give a full definition of it. Arbitration is a formal, private, and consensual way to resolve disputes through a neutral third party called an arbitrator. The arbitrator's decision is binding and is called an arbitration award. Arbitration is intended to be faster, less formal, and less expensive than a trial. Arbitration. Now, everybody's like, oh, well, they just filed it in the wrong venue. So, you know, it just got thrown out on that. First of all, yes, it did get thrown out on being filed in the wrong venue. And Mike Stanfield knew exactly what venue right here that he should have filed it in. Okay? 100%. He knew. Beyond that, the arbitration was brought up because since Ms. Blanchard did reside in Chillicothe prison, that judge did have the right to make it his problem. Okay, he did, and he threw it out. Do you want to know why? Because they didn't go to arbitration, and he told them this. So when this came up, after Mike stumbled through all the bullshit about Gypsy living there and all that shit, and the tort being originated there, and yada fucking yada, yada fucking yada. Okay. The judge said to him, Mr. Stanfield, can you please tell me what state the contract is governed in? And Mike went, he said, to my understanding, Mr. Stanfield, is this contract not governed by the laws of the state of California. He's go, yeah, but that's not it. He goes, no, thank you. It's governed by the laws of California. So that's the first thing. And like, besides that, though, in the same clause, sir, did it or did it not state that you were supposed to attempt arbitration with Miss Johns Maselli over here, or not? And he said, well, yeah. He goes, so based on those things, I am going to go ahead and dismiss this court. This was not the venue nor the proper way to bring this to court. Thank you very much and have a wonderful day. Ms. Johns, please have a wonderful trip home, safe trip home. It was not just thrown out because they didn't file the right venue. First of all, Mike's a fucking lawyer and he should have known better, and he knew exactly where he wanted to file, and he didn't file in the state of California at all. It was not just dismissed just for the venue, Jennifer. It was not. Right. Okay. It wasn't dismissed just for the right. On top of that, the judge told him, you are not supposed to be bringing her to court for this. What you are supposed to be doing, Mr. Frickin' Stanfield, is going through arbitration. So then you need to go find arbitration or whatever else to take care of this matter, but it is not this court's fucking problem. Not yet, Johnny. It has not, to my understanding. Any offers for a scripted film or television series or event made by author by outside parties, producers, production companies, networks, must be presented to the producer within 7 days for consideration. Producer will consider all offers made and determine the best fit for the project. This is not about anything else that they could do. This is if for some reason, because Christy was contacting people that she knew too to try to get this project made, that if for some reason they were given an offer for this specific project, that they would have to bring it to me within 7 days for consideration. Then it's up to me to decide whether or not I want to take that offer or not, and whether I want to proceed with that project with that entity that they brought to me. Okay? It did not bar them from going to anyone else for any other thing about their story. It just barred them from providing them with anything that was exclusive to what they gave me, which would have been my freaking conversations between them. That's it. Nothing else. There's nothing in here about returning materials. There's nothing in here about me not being able to utilize the materials after the contract is over. In fact, it lays out exactly if I do utilize those past the project that we created, which would be the podcast, then I would be obligated to pay them if there was net profits. However, at this point in time, neither the podcast nor our company is having any amount of net profits. It all goes to the overhead of the productions and running the company. Colleen and I do not take a paycheck. None. Not Sarah either. My Sarah, not Pink Cat Sarah, but she doesn't have a salary right now either. None of my people do, because we're not making money. Okay? So that was the contract. Any comments, questions, anything you want to do? Right? Exactly, Mary. There we go. Arbitration. There you go. Thanks, Apple. Thanks, everybody, for being here. All right, guys. So here we go. Right. And even if it was dismissed because of the wrong venue, Mike Stanfield should have known better, and it proves that he's a shit lawyer. Or that he was pulling a fast one. Either he's corrupt and pulling a fast one, or he's just a fucking shit lawyer. Colleen is busy, and our book comes out at the end of the month, Johnny. I'm really believing you might be Sarah Jane Anderson, so you better watch yourself. All right. I did. I covered myself and them completely, Misty. I 100% did. Yep. Right. What a dumbass lawyer. Exactly. All right. So this is now, we're going to go into Exhibit C. So let me stop sharing this. And then I'm going to present. And we're going to share screen. And I'm going to go, is that Exhibit B over there? Exhibit C. Okay. So this is their evidence. So this is Exhibit C. And it's the article that me and Christy participated in. And it's called Forget the Act. Gypsy Rose Blanchard's loved ones are working on their own show by proxy. Yep, it is. And here's the whole thing, everything that was said. NJ Pack was helping us. Aaliyah Woodmansee was talking to us. They had helped all kinds of different things. Okay, so aims to tell Gypsy's story, but it's not just Gypsy's story. It's also Dee Dee Blanchard's story, Nick Godejohn's story, the Petrie family story. As the producer or writer and sole owner of the rights to tell Gypsy's life story, Fancy, who created the show with Aria Misselli, it's my daughter Sarah, she was trying to figure out which one to call herself, and Tori Johnson, has spoken to all kinds of different people who were part of the Blanchard lives in some way or another. It was important to her to share the truth of what really happened, and not just one person's truth, but everyone's. MJ, who first covered the story at Thought Catalog as it was breaking, brings her own expertise to the role. With her article inspiring the HBO documentary Mommy Dead and Dearest, she's been involved with the case for as long as anyone, but not quite as long as whatever. I can't see what that is. Hold on, let me see if I can close that. No, some of what went down back then. Okay, Bobbity Bob. But you guys can read this fucking article. There's Christy's picture, my Chris picture, and Megan's picture. Okay. Together, the three women are working with the rest of the Bipoxy team to bring something different to TV, and it all started with MJ. She's been with us since before anybody, Fancy exclusively told In Touch. She took the same role as Michelle did on The Act. She was a reporter that was reporting on this and then kind of got involved in a series that was going to be dramatized. It is the reason why I chose, when I started working with Christy on this, to bring MJ in, because I felt she added an element of truth that maybe even I didn't have. You can trace the origins of plenty of stories about Gypsy back to MJ's article about the case, which became some of a makeshift database of information about what was going on as she continued to update it with each new piece of the puzzle she found. Okay, so let's keep going here. Okay, so yeah, so there we go. We've got that. It goes on. And this is Megan talking. So she did this interview with me. I was a staff writer at the Thought Catalog at the time of the crime happening. MJ said, I also went to school in Springfield, Missouri for 8 years. So I had people on Facebook who were sharing. MJ Pack is the one who was writing for Thought Catalog. It's telling you right here, baby. Okay. She's the one that first reported the story. She is the one that was giving it in real time as it was happening. Even before Gypsy was even found, I just kind of stumbled across it and started covering it in real time. Though MJ graduated from college with a major in mass media and media studies, she doesn't actually consider herself a journalist. I had a really unique position before somebody who was really educated on true crime. And then also, obviously, the power of social media and the way information spreads these days. She continued, I knew I wanted to report what I was told, what I found, and say that this hasn't necessarily been backed up, or this has been backed up by facts. Basically, just completely unbiased and saying, this is the information we have, but not jump to conclusions or sensationalize. And she wanted to do that right up until the fact point where fucking Christy came into her life and fucked the whole story up. She reached out to the detectives, Megan did. They didn't want her help, by the way. Okay? But here you go. This is the whole article, how I got in contact with them. They signed off on all of this. They were involved in this freaking thing the whole effing shit time. Okay? That's Exhibit C. Moving on. Any questions on Exhibit C? Anyone? 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 No? No? Okay. All right. That's the one I was trying to show. Thank you, Susie. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yes. Yes, Mary, that was on there. That was on there. That was on there. The incident with Dan is on there. The fact that she had an ID is on there. The changing of the story from fraud to Munchausen by proxy by Christy Blanchard is on there, and she lists it that Christy Blanchard is the one who said it. She states it right there. MJ's known the whole time. MJ is still one of their pawns, and it's sad because I feel like they're using her. A good media company should hire you. Fancy, good ones are rare. I know. Thank you. All right. So going on to Exhibit D1. Okay, D1. Share. Oh, this is the one that I said, cancer, this boils my fucking blood, to be honest. Called obsession, fine. I'm obsessed with the fact a murderer and her lying con our stepmother are conning the world one paycheck at a time and disappointed in our society and feel humanity is failing. Credit to CJ for the video. So CJ makes this video. I just comment on it and I'm the one in trouble. See, it's talking about, I think she did that when she left cats at the house after the murder. It is infuriating to me, a true survivor of FIDA MVP. I'm so sorry. How are you doing it? Thank you to the PTSD is tough, but I'm getting better every day. This was in 2014. I've been through therapy since. I'm wondering if that's Kate. I can't remember. That right there was talking to my bestie about it. Where's the proof? What doctor would give chemo with no proof? And if she did have cancer, her mother wasn't abusing her by getting her chemo. What the fuck? So that's that document. I don't know what that proves. I'm really not sure, but there's that one. Okay. So that's just the worst of the worst, right? I told him that her claiming she had fucking chemo is the worst of the worst, right? A, B, C, D, E. Where's E? Do I not have E? Hold on. Okay. Here's D2. Okay. Hold on. D2. There we go. D2. Okay. This is D2. Last night, the crime experts calling in Fancy went live in an exclusive expose on the lies behind the life, the crimes, and the murder of Dee Dee Blanchard. For the last 7 years, we have tried to tell a cautionary tale about Gypsy and her family. Well, they have shared their stories countless times. But where is Nick Godejohn in all of this? Why don't we know what his role really was? Why has his family not clung to the limelight like Gypsy's? Last night, Fancy and Colleen brought all the details with never before shared documents, insights, and with special guest moderator, and that was fucking Thea. Listen in its unedited version with a live replay chat with Fancy at 10 a.m. Today on our YouTube channel. Then please tune in tonight live on TikTok at 10 p.m. of our 2-part series. Colleen and Fancy will discuss medical records, medical fraud, medical child abuse, and what they believe happened. What we believe happened. All right. Right? Thank you. CJ's just another content creator. Yeah. Okay. So D, let me find E, exhibit E. This is where they're trying to say that I was alleging I wanted to bury her exactly down a rabbit hole. And I always think if I dig enough, I can make her look so bad. Exactly. Yes. If I were to dig up all the truth, I could 100% make her look like the person that she absolutely 100% is. And that's a bad fucking person. 100%. I buy that comment. All right. Oh, this is my favorite. This is my favorite. This is my absolute favorite. Okay. This is fun. Exhibit F is fun. I just love Exhibit F. So Exhibit F is all about Taylor Swift. And the scams just continue. She's fooled everyone. This is what her entire life was. She's met every celebrity and still wants more. Everyone thinks her life was horrid, that she was abused terribly, but in reality, those superficial surgeries and procedures afforded her and Dee Dee a life most of us dream of. Trips, money, no bills, celebrities, fancy dinners, and a free house, free cars, free Comic-Con costumes. If you look past the surface of what she says and really look, and they turned it off so you can't see it, but whose headline was it? Whose headline? Who made that statement? Sure shit wasn't me. Gypsy Blanchard's biggest goal when she gets out of prison to meet Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. That's by ampmarca.com, not me. Not me. Why aren't they going after me? ampmarca.com. Why? Like, seriously? Right? What? Like, dumb. Okay, next one. Oh, Exhibit G1. We're almost done. All right, but basically this is just showing that I do in fact have a Patreon where they're alleging that the only thing that I have in there is Gypsy content. Now I want you to look at this. There's the green chef casebook, all the text between Gypsy and Nick. And then guess what else it shows? What's all this? Oh, that's Christian Longo. That's Alicia Stout, letters from Chris Watts, Laura Bible and Ashley Freeman, Scott Peterson's brief, John Lindsay Fraser article, John Lindsay Fraser article then, John Lindsay Fraser article there, Herbert Mullen article, another Herbert Mullen article, another an Edward Kemper article. Do we see a whole lot of Gypsy Rose there? Because I don't see a whole lot of Gypsy Rose there. Do you all? Do you all? I mean, I'm just thinking, just saying. Just saying. All right, moving on. Exhibit G2. So they're going to continue to do this. So here they show again that I have levels that you can pay for. Yep, I sure do. Definitely have levels of a Patreon that you can pay for. 100%. What are they proving with that exhibit? That you do other true crime. Right, exactly. So they try to allege that the whole thing is fucking all about Gypsy Rose and I post about nothing else. Oh, okay. Let's see here. Okay, yeah, this is where I'm talking about the records, and I want you guys to hear what I say. Today on our YouTube channel, Colleen, Fancy, and Sarah covered the groundbreaking discovery into the medical records of Gypsy Rose. Check it out now. In addition, we have finally released some of the exclusive records only our team obtained legally, and with that, we release our redacted version of only 3 documents totaling over 240 pages. The documents can be found in our Patreon account on the $3 level. We will be using the funds we further our investigations and finish our work on our book and documentary, which means that I would have needed to pay them if this meant that we didn't spend less, if we spent less than we made, but we haven't done that, so why would I need to pay you? Plus, you violated the contract, so now I don't have to pay you. Excerpt from Patreon. In 2019, we recorded the Good Wives Guide to True Crime podcast where we were provided Gypsy's comprehensive medical records. These medical records sent Fancy and her team of medical professionals on a wild goose chase. Colleen detailed every record in excruciating detail, starting in her earliest record provided from 2000. In the record, blah, 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 Dr. Lepachon runs several comprehensive tests, ruling out any possibility of muscular dystrophy. However, the quest to figure out exactly what genetic disorder Gypsy did in fact have. In 2011, thanks to one neurologist, we finally found the answers, not just to Gypsy's strange conditions, but also the key to what happened to lead up to the murder of Dee Dee in June 2015. A lot of things transpired in Gypsy's 23 years in 2015, but none of them were medical child abuse. All of Gypsy's medical conditions, physically and psychologically, can all be explained with one proven chromosome disorder. Gypsy has a chromosome microdeletion of the chromosome 1q21.1. This deletion is congenital and genetic in nature. In 2011, not only was it proven that Gypsy does have the deletion, it was also proven that while absolutely genetic, it did not come from Dee Dee. Rod is listed in the files as being unreachable for testing. Christy was personally informed by our team about this disorder and has refused to acknowledge its validity and have any testing done on Gypsy's sibling. It explains all the reasons Christy herself has willingly and knowingly changed the narrative of this case. Of note, Christy and Rod are blood related far down the line, like the rest of the particular community. So yeah, that's true. They cut that off, of course. Exhibit I. This is showing that, yes, I do have a drive where I have the crime scene photos and all of our evidence and stuff that we collected to complete our projects. Yes, that's why I have it. 100%. All right. Share screen. Exhibit J. Okay. Look, this is showing where they got me banned. Where they got me banned. Again. Look, he's on my fucking page, but he doesn't stalk me. He doesn't fucking stalk me, but there he is. So he doesn't even have an intern or anybody else to fucking come stalk my page and take these pictures. You had to do it yourself, Mike. God, you're a shit lawyer. Man. Just keep telling me you know nothing about what the fuck you're doing in the law in a court of law without telling me you know nothing of what you're doing in a court of fucking law, Mike. All right, so this brings us to the final piece of evidence against me, guys, in this really, really, epic fucking case against how badly I've done them and how I never paid them anything for the things that I didn't do, supposedly. I don't know how I'm supposed to pay you for things I didn't fucking do, according to you, but hey. Yep. All right, so Exhibit K is my court case from 2000. It really happened in 1998. I was charged in 2000, and so I'm going to show you my whole thing, and it is a misdemeanor. Thank you very much. I will go through this with you. I am not going to go over the witness statements and all that bullshit. I just want to show you the important parts of this document and what happened. Did bro help Mike Stanford write this up? What a bunch of horse shit, right? Right, Starlight? Thank you, baby. Thank you. Oh.
I'm just dying here, guys. I love you. All right, here's the final fucking exhibit that they used. Oh, and they used this in the bogus court case that they're bringing, the charges of false reporting against me too, and they again tried to say it was a fucking felony instead of what it really is. It's a misdemeanor. Okay, so this happened in February 3rd of 2000. Can you guys see it? February 3rd of 2000. It's me and my husband and what we're charged with. And basically, we're charged with this count. It is a felony when we are charged. And this is what happened. So in 1998, I was working for Wilson's Leather, and I did not on my form did not put down the last check or the first check that I got because I didn't have it right, because I didn't have it before I filed my paperwork. So then I called my worker and I told her, and she said she would notate it and that she would make the adjustment. She did not, and she left the county before our court case, and we had no record of the phone call because she was a phone call and I didn't have submitted in writing. And that's one of the first times I learned that I need to do everything in writing, because it's, it came back to bite my ass. And when I was sitting with the public defender, with this, he was telling me, look, I might be able to argue this for you guys. By the way, it was $550 that we were overpaid, and $500 is the limit for being able to actually commit welfare fraud. I also had a friend who was a DA that worked in the welfare fraud department, and if I'd called and talked to him, I probably could have got it thrown out with just restitution or something like that. But who cares? And then they're saying that I committed perjury because of the fact that I didn't report that income on my test, on my form. It did not mean that I committed perjury in a court of fucking law under a penalty of a felony, dumb fuck. Okay, so basically he told me it's $550, and it'll drop down to a misdemeanor, and you have to do 5 days of community service in the sheriff work release program. I said 5 days. He said, yeah, 5 days. I said, fantastic. That's wonderful. Let's do it. Right. So great. Wonderful. And, I was like, I don't want to gamble and lose my kids. I had a 2-year-old, or I had a 3-year-old and a baby at this point in time, So it was not a time that I wanted to end up taking a chance. So we pled. Okay. So basically it goes down here. This is me saying, yep, I'm going to go ahead and do this. They waived our fees. Here's our labor program, because they waived our fees because we did not have the money to do this because we were poor. Okay. So then, this is me stating that, yes, I understand the charges against me, all the fucking shit, just like, what Nick signed, mine's a little more extensive because it's California, I think. Okay, so I sign it. I pled guilty, all right, to it. And then, and all of that, I pled guilty. Okay, so here's all this information, the probation terms. Okay, those are probation terms. Again, they're showing that, this is it. And I got assigned to the DA's office. I actually was filing for the DA for those 5 days, successful completion of my 5 days. Okay. After I completed my 5 days, the DA's office asked me if I wanted to continue working for them, by the way. Funny story. Okay, so this is basically, this is saying the bench warrant was recalled. I didn't have a warrant. We waived the formal things, pleads not guilty, all charges. This is the original. I'm not pleading guilty to the felony. I decide that I want to go ahead and do this right away instead of waiting the 10-day or the 60 days. They decide they're going to go ahead, and this is the welfare fraud investigator. I'm not going through all that fucking shit. It's none of your damn business, to be honest with you. Anyway, all that bullshit. Okay, there we go.
this is again agreement for lease. So I had to go in and book and release. So I went in, I turned myself in, they took a picture of me, and I was released within 10 minutes. I talked to my mom on the phone while I was sitting there. Okay, and this basically is where, okay, so this is where they're telling, upon motion by the people pursuant to this statute, amended to read blah blah blah, a misdemeanor in place of the word felony. I had to pay restitution of $100. I had to pay restitution of $668 directly to the Department of Public Services, because there was an additional overpayment at another time, but the one that I was being charged on was only $550, but this was the extra amount from them overpaying me by accident, but they don't care. You still have to pay it back. Okay, but what they did was end up taking all of that restitution out of the aid that we were still getting, because it wasn't cash aid, it was food stamps. And so we were overpaid in food stamps. And so they just started taking it out of our food stamp money, and that's what they did. Yep. The end. That's the whole court case. 2 hours and 15 minutes we got through it. What y'all think? Don't they have a great case against me? Hey, Mac, you want to come up and talk or anything, or anybody want to ask any questions? Right, Sarah, you didn't get a felony either. See, that's what happens. You get overpaid by somebody making a clerical error, and I didn't know, and I wasn't going to fight it because I did get the extra money. So I was like, fine, it's fine. I'll do the 5 days, So, all right. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the charges against me and the things that are going around. Yeah, see, I didn't know either, Sarah. They didn't tell me for 2 years. It happened in 1998. They came and they knocked on my door. So they came and they knocked on my door in my little apartment complex, and I had Emily and Sarah at that point. It's okay, Mac. It's fine. Emily and Sarah at that point, and they sat in our living room. They talked to me and they talked to Craig because he happened to be home. And then they told us that we needed to come in, turn ourselves into the court, plead to the case, and then we would be assigned a public defender, and they believed that it would be dropped to a misdemeanor, and they gave me 2 weeks to be able for me and Craig to come in and do that. We did. We booked and released. We saw the judge immediately, and that was that. We were done. So, hey, Pixie. Hey, Macy. Hey, everybody. All right. So now, according to the documents in the case against me for filing a false police report. First of all, I did not file a false police report. I gave a witness statement, and it was true and accurate to the best of my knowledge and what I witnessed and what I saw. You cannot tell me I did not see what I saw. You cannot tell me that I am wrong in telling you what I think I saw, because you don't know what actually happened from my angle and how I perceived it. I gave you my witness statement. If you don't think that my witness statement was accurate or credible, that's not my problem. I gave you a statement. Laura gave a statement. Amber gave a statement, and he took her back, and Sarah is the one who filed the police report on the urging of the man, the cop who took our statements in the first place at the courthouse. He is the one that told us it was the class 4 assault. He is the one that watched that video twice. Hold on, guys. My hubby's calling. Lovely. Our car just broke down. Fucking lovely. Just fucking lovely. Okay. Well, moving on. Great. So my husband's stuck at Walmart and our car just broke down. Good thing his family owns a tow company. So, all right. So he is the one who told us it was a class 4 assault. He is the one that told us that we needed to make the police report. He is the one that instructed all 4 of us to come over there and do so. He is the one who questioned Sarah, filed the report, and presented it to the prosecuting attorney. He is also the one that took all of our statements and did no questioning of us at all after that. He is also the one who submitted it to the district attorney. And lo and behold, how funny that is, because the district attorney is the man, Adam Warren, who assaulted Sarah. I saw it. I was sitting at a completely different angle from the where she was at. She was standing catty corner to him like this. She was far away. She was like this. He got up. No, hold on. Which one? This hand is her standing over here. And he got up. Okay, he got up. No, it goes the other way. He's standing and she's, no, it was this way. Sorry, guys. He got up. He walked over to the right-hand side of her. So he was standing like this, like that. And then instead of continuing around her to go throw his trash away, he shifted all the way back across her body, making full contact with her chest, telling her to back up, that she is inappropriate and she is not a member of media. And her phone was right here. So it didn't need to move into her chest or out or anything. All you can see is the blue come right across. Right across. It's okay, Fan. It's okay, Macy. Thank you. It comes right across her breast. It does. And that's why she said it felt like he was feeling her up, because it came right across her breasts. She was the one that thought that he stood up right into her. But what I had seen was him walk directly into her. So yeah, they do have a camera in the lobby, but this is the hotel room that the Blanchards and Mike Stanfield and all of their associates have stayed at for the last 9 years. Yep. 100%. 100%. So I saw what I saw, and I know what Amber saw, because Amber was actually sitting further away than I was. I was in the front seat. So if we have the table like this, I was sitting here and Amber was sitting here. Now the drink bar was right here. Okay. So Amber and Sarah was over here to the side of the drink bar. So Amber only had a limited view of this right here. She could see what was happening, but she did not have the view that I had. I had a view directly on, and I watched exactly what happened, and I gave that account. I don't know why I'm being charged or Sarah's being charged and they're not being charged, because they have now continued to change their statements based on, the perception of the proximity of her to him in the video, and because Bree and others have contacted them and told them that we are horrible, awful people. That's not what she said the night of. That's not what they said the day of. That's not what they said to Sarah. It's not any of those things. They are now lying. And I don't know if they're lying because they're scared or they're lying because they've been paid off. I don't know, but they are, in fact, lying. And the attorney that we have will call them to the stand and question them on that. Absolutely 100%. I'm not playing with them. And I told her they would. I literally said, we will be calling you to court and we will be treating you as a hostile witness now. Unfortunately. Oh no, they say they have the footage and it doesn't match, but yeah, and here's the thing, if they watch the footage and he didn't make actual contact against her in their viewpoint, fine, but that doesn't mean that we filed false statements. It's what we perceive to have happened. You can't tell Sarah what she felt. You can't tell her how much she is across him, how well he touched her freaking boobs. And regardless if he made even physical contact, he was right here, literally this close to her. He was touching her. He touched her. There is no more question about it. I don't know if I'm going to call the cop as a witness or not. I'll discuss that with my attorney, but probably. But they'll call him as their witness and then we cross-examine him. Okay. So it's a bullshit case. It's 100% false. They have tampered and tried to intimidate our witnesses, and this is not okay. And the Blanchard family is involved because, they told Ryan that they saw the video and it's exactly what the cop described. So, blah, 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 blah. So Ryan could put it out there again that Fancy's lying. And Christy Blanchard herself said that. Said it. It matches. Oh, it matches. How do you know it matches? How did you get the film from the courthouse? And how did you get the video? We've never released it and the police haven't released it. So how did you see the video? Did Mr. Stanfield show it to you? Oh, by the way, Ryan called Mr. Stanfield to tell him that how he could charge me with defamation for the things that I've said about him and how to make this report and to send it to the DA. 100%. No, we can't because Dick Fuck is on freaking vacation till Thursday. So we have to wait till tomorrow to get it. And then his assistant said he may not even speak with us because we're not lawyers. Well, you have to speak with us because we're not represented at this time. And I told Sarah that we need to request. I already called the public defender's office, but they won't take it until he assigns us a public defender. So I'm going to 100% ask for a public defender to be assigned. Amen. Right now, because we do not need to appear in court again. Both of us are severely disabled and we cannot do this trip again. We just can't. Sarah cannot do this trip again. There is no way. She is very, very sick and she has gotten new diagnoses as to how sick she really is. And they are bullying her and me and intimidating 4 witnesses. 4. Because I do believe Amber and Alora were not only intimidated by them at the courthouse, by them standing there staring at us, but they were also, I'm sure the public defender will be compromised. I'm not going to worry about that. That's why I'm going to do it myself with the public defender helping. Unless I get to pay for an attorney. But I'm really trying not to pay for an attorney because I think it's bullshit. Honestly, I don't want to have to raise money for a freaking attorney. I really don't. It is. She has pancreatitis and it is getting worse. She's going to have to go through a lot of treatments. I can get a doctor's note saying I can't drive. I can also get a note for her too. So and they have to provide us with accommodations for our disabilities. We both have disabilities. I don't know, Macy, if they'll allow me to do it over Zoom, then great. But if I can get the public defender to go in there and file the motion that I ask him to file to dismiss, based on the evidence that I have, then I don't have to appear and she doesn't have to appear. The lawyer could take care of it for us. But if it goes any further than that, of course, I'm going to have to get a better attorney. I won't trust a public defender. I just won't. I won't. There's no way. So, this is just, it's bullshit. It's total bullshit. I'm tired of being accused of bullshit that I don't do. And I'm tired of this nonsense. They are fucking horrible people. Horrible. All the way through to their cores, including the DA for Chillicothe, Livingston County. He's not even a full-time DA because they're so small. So he actually has a private practice of his own. Yeah. So, and if they want me, you better fit the bill for me to be there. Yeah. If he had done his job right and filed his frivolous lawsuit in the right place, this would have never happened. This sounds plain to me. Yep. So, unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. We tried to contact the police department. They said they don't have any of the evidence. It was all sent over to the prosecuting attorney. You mean the prosecuting attorney who freaking assaulted my friend and my reporter and intimidated 4 witnesses? That district attorney? Could it be that district attorney? And I did not dox him, by the way. And I did not post pictures of the judge, by the way. I did not dox his wife. I did not dox his children. They are public figures on his actual political page, not just his profile that he has on Facebook. That's his profile. They are all over his political pages. Dana, I might. That's a good one. Yeah. This is definitely in retaliation. This is absolutely unbelievable. But they are all over his political campaign. He uses his children to promote his campaign. Vote for my daddy with their pictures, his wife's pictures. I did not dox them. That is his wife. She appears in public with him. She's on his public page. She is a public figure just like him. She promotes his campaign. So I didn't dox her. And I want to make it known, I'm not alleging that the judge is corrupt. I'm not saying that he is in with them like that. I said it's sus as fuck. Okay, look, if in a normal standard, in a normal place, if a judge were to be friends with the DA, that is normal. Okay, normal. But in this instance, where we have a DA who is abusing his power to retaliate in retaliation to me before me winning my court case, basically, and for the schmurderer, murderer, we don't have to say that over here. He filed these charges against me and Sarah to you know, to retaliate against us and to cause us more problems. And it's just the appearance of prejudice. Exactly. It's the appearance of prejudice. If there was nothing to hide, then fine. I'm hoping the judge will be fair and honest. I am. But if he is not fair and honest, then I'm going to call fucking corruption. I'm sorry. I already am calling corruption because the DA is prosecuting me for filing a claim that he assaulted me, not me, Sarah, assaulted one of my associates, and he is prosecuting me for filing that against him when it's absolutely 100% true and accurate. I'm serious. I'm not trying to say, oh, he's a horrible judge or whatever, but I can say this. The DA threw out hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of DNA kits recently, rape kits, just like Mike Stanfield, just not Mike Stanfield, Dan Patterson's office, just like Dan Patterson's office. They are doing this across the nation, and it's just interesting to me. Right. How can it be illegal to be suspicious of any authority if there's suspicious behavior? For sure. For sure. Way you can invite media sources to the case. We did the first time. Could have official media there. It would help them be more honest. Yeah. That's what we're trying to do, guys. We're trying to put all that together. So if any of you, tag them in these videos, explain, help us out here. I'm going to be making some of the smaller videos and stuff. Yep. Exactly. Yep. I know. I've been screwed by prosecutors every time I've been in there because they just don't want to fight. They don't want to fight for you. They don't have your best interest at heart. They just want to be done. They just want it one and done. Oh, let's get this over with. Is live about it. Gypsy violated her parole, recording people without their consent. Ooh, interesting. I might be able to. I know a couple people over at Law and Crime. Maybe I can. I may be able to do that. Let's see. Okay, so guys, it's 3. You guys have any questions about this court case, about Gypsy, about any of it? I'm willing to do a Q&A with you guys. No, I agree. If Nick had had a private counsel, it might have been good. Truth in time, I've considered that, honestly, but what they say, but like when you represent yourself, you have a fool for a client. But what I have seen done before is where a defendant will represent themselves in pro se, but what they will do is they will use the district or the public defender to help them, draft the things and craft the stuff and everything. They give you legal advice, but you get to be the person who presents your own case. And I am considering that. I am. Yep. People have blatantly lied and there is no consequence. Yeah, I understand game over. It can happen, but I mean, really, what are they going to? This is a bullshit criminal case. Like literally, it's $1,000 or 6 months in jail. And I'm going to tell you what: if they go with 6 months in jail, if that's what they freaking try to go with, then it is 100% absolutely to silence me and to punish me for winning my case and all the other shit that they fucking accused me of. Oh, wow. Interesting. Um, yeah, I saw that one. I'm like, that bothers you? Come on. Yeah, right? Exactly. Exactly. All right, guys. Well, I think I'm going to call it. Thank you for allowing me to present this to you all today. We have been doing releasing the prison confessions. Gypsy speaks on this on our Rumble and our Twitch. We have two that have commentary. We have not got those two out yet, but then well, part of the Rumble one is I'm sure Rumble and Twitch have the original part of it, but they don't have the full one because it kept getting messed up with trying to um put the get it in the same spot as the TikTok ones. So I'm going to post those, but I'm also just going to do a run through where they just play straight through one after another for you guys. And I'm going to start that here in a minute. That way you guys will have it. It'll be on Rumble and Twitch and you can watch it there. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in and dishing true crime with the Good Wives. Make sure that you join our Patreon membership clubs to get inside documents from the cases that we work, exclusive content. We're going to be doing more and more lives in theirs and things like that. And you can get amazing Good Wives merch for that for being members. You also get to help us with deciding what new content we put out and everything. Please follow us on all social medias at Good Wives Net. You can find us on TikTok at Good Wives Net 2. Our book is coming out at the end of this month. It is not available for pre-order right now because we've had so many changes. So we needed to pull it, but it will be out by the end of this month. And we'll have the paperback and the e-copy for you. The girls are diligently working on that, and I just finished up all of Yes, You Can Still Belong, game over. Then they so we're almost done with the book. It's got a lot of good stuff in there. There's additional things besides just the transcription of the podcasts, and it does include a preview of our next book that will be coming up that has nothing to do with Gypsy Rose. So anyway, you guys have a good one from the Good Wives, serving up true crime, one dish at a time. Bye, guys. Mwah!